Stardew Valley Expanded is the most popular and most comprehensive mod for Stardew Valley. It adds 27 new fully fleshed out NPCs, 50 new locations to explore, 260 new character events, 27 new fish, and so much more. So I decided to complete all of it. For 3 whole years, I dedicated my life to exploring everything this mod has to offer and reaching perfection. Instead of just stitching those episodes together though, I decided to make a giant, fully narrated movie for you to enjoy. Now to reach 100%, we'll be following the perfection criteria in Stardew Valley as opposed to like the achievements for the actual game, because although we'll end up getting most of them anyway, the remaining ones don't actually have anything to do with the mod, so I didn't really think it made sense. I don't know, you can fight me on it, it's my video. Now these criteria are fully befriending every possible NPC, old and new, catching all 99 fish, shipping all produce and forage, getting all the obelisks, buying the golden clock, and fully decorating our farm using the many new Stardew Valley Expanded decorations, finishing all the Monster Slayer goals, reaching level 10 in every skill, finding all the star drops and golden walnuts, cooking every recipe, and crafting all the items. Now grab your snacks and prepare for the journey of a lifetime. There's love, there's loss, there's a lot of frickin' spaghetti. Like too much, probably. Without further ado, this is Oat Farm, my favorite thing is expansion, and let's get right into it. Our Stardew Expanded playthrough started out like any other, by planting some parsnips and taking a little look-see around my new farm layout, which, as the name of the mod suggests, was quite expansive. There was a little bridge that led to our greenhouse, as well as a new path at the bus stop that looped back to the farm. Very nifty. I moved on to exploring around town and immediately noticed this new McMansion north of Alex's house. There, I met Olivia and then locked eyes with Victor. Oh my god, he knows my name. I love you. Sorry. It was love at first sight, and I quickly learned from the Stardew Expanded wiki that Victor loved spaghetti. So instead of spending my starting money on wise investments like seeds, I dropped half my dough on a single plate of pasta. I spent the rest of my day going around and introducing myself to the other new folks in town, including Andy, a JoJo-loving farmer, as well as Sophia, who lived at the new Blue Moon Vineyard. Hello. Oh. Alright. With my remaining stamina, I began cleaning up my farm, but I mean, this plot of land was huge. I made practically no progress. As I awoke bright and early the next day and watered my parsnips, I had one thing on my mind. Spaghetti. And also the person I wanted to give it to. After meeting Martin, a kid who worked part-time at Joja Mart, I entered Victor's gigantic home to make a special delivery. Spaghetti! He loves it. I need to go to Pierre's for groceries. I don't know why my mom doesn't just hire a butler. Oh. That's kind of ew. That's okay. That's okay. We can look past that. Seeing that Willie was back from his fishing trip, I went to pick up my fishing rod before doing some exploring on the west side of the map. And that's when I stumbled across Fairhaven Farm, Andy's operation. Oh, Jesus. This place is disgusting. Andy notices you, but he isn't saying anything. A little bit of a weird guy, but I honestly wasn't too bothered. I was more preoccupied by the fact that Cindersap Forest was way bigger than in the vanilla game. Aurora Vineyard. Okay. This actually looks like Andy's house, honestly. Following an exploration of Aurora Vineyard, I shelled out more money for a late night spaghetti delivery and then aspired to make some actual progress. And the first goal on my list was to unlock the mine carts. In the Stardew Expanded mod, Pelican Town is giant, and it made walking around an absolute pain. To unlock the boiler room bundles that repair the mine carts though, we'd need to unlock the community center and also complete 2 other bundles first. So I worked on catching some fish, purchased another spaghetti, and then adopted this dog from Marnie that I named George. But not after like grumpy old man George. Is my dog in real life, alright? With some crops grown, I decided to sell all my product to Pierre and promised myself that I wouldn't buy any more spaghetti until I unlocked the next backpack upgrade and the fiberglass rod. To officially start our journey to get the minecarts, I headed to the Wizard's Tower the next day to get the forest magic power that would allow me to read the language of the Junimos and unlock the community center bundles. But when I got there, I discovered he now had an entire basement. Oh my gosh, this is quite the crib. I grant you permission to enter my basement. I only ask you stay away from the shrine and the warp hall. Alright, got it. You can count on me. Okay, where's the warp hall? I am so sick of walking. It doesn't even work. This sucks. Also, it's spaghetti day. Here you go, Victor. I wonder if any of Victor's friends want a job cleaning the house? Me. please. Impressively, I was able to hold off on buying any spaghetti and saved up enough for our first backpack upgrade, spending the rest of the day filling it with fish to save up for a fiberglass rod. And for making such mature and financially responsible decisions, I rewarded myself with, look, love has made me weak. I also brought my pickaxe to Clint's for our first tool upgrade, and with that, we'd arrived at the Egg Festival, our only source of strawberry seeds, one of the most profitable and busted crops in the early game. I spent all my money on spaghetti. Oh my god, guys. The eggs are different. The eggs are different. I'm freaking out. I think I lost. Oh, never mind. We good. To celebrate my honestly tenuous success, I planted and watered my one strawberry seed before bed. Early the next morning, I stopped by Clint's to retrieve my upgraded pickaxe before going to Robin's and purchasing a fish pond. I had the idea to breed crabs and make infinite crab cakes, which grant a whole day speed buff. Was really struggling with this whole getting around town thing, but as important as the fish pond was, having crabs to put in it was potentially more essential. So my next objective was to start making my way to the bottom of the mine with the hopes that I'd find some crabs along the way. We made some decent progress that night, and with one measly crab collected, I went home to chuck it in the pond. I irresponsibly restocked on spaghetti before triggering our very first cutscene with Victor, who was having trouble finding a job this far away from the city. Lucky for me though, he didn't have any plans to move back. And as the cherry on top of such great news, I managed to finish the community center's boiler room bundle that evening, finally unlocking the mine carts. But the day didn't end there. I stumbled across Victor at what I learned was his cat Dewey's grave, who unfortunately got lost when him and his mom moved into the valley. I was absolutely heartbroken by this news, so I committed to finding Dewey and returning him to Victor. If that was even possible. I mean, he already has a grave, so I'm not feeling super confident. But I mean, it seemed like Victor and I were really starting to bond, so as our next festival approached, I was feeling optimistic. Okay, here we go. Oh, let's go! Oh my gosh, I was not expecting that. I'm not even that out of time. This is the best day of my life. It felt truly incredible to dance with my future boyfriend and be part of the festivities, but it was back to business the next morning, harvesting crops and continuing down the mines to obtain the skull key. Also, as an update, I haven't received a single crab cake from the pond yet. I have received a single soggy newspaper though, so who's the real winner? Our crab cake plans were not working out how I'd hoped, but before I knew it, we'd arrived in summer. My first priority was, of course, going to Pierre's to buy as many tomato seeds as I could, intent on building a spaghetti empire to aid in my quest for Victor's love. I also nabbed some hot pepper seeds because in order to get the spaghetti recipe, we first needed to reach 3 hearts with Lewis. Honestly though, I was more interested in getting to know the new expanded characters at this point, as you could probably tell, so I was pleasantly surprised to meet Susan the following morning. Susan was a fellow farmer who lived near the train station and actually turned out to be really sweet. We'd definitely be seeing a lot more of her in the future, but with the money I'd earned from last night's mining trip, I was eager to head to Gus's and buy more spaghetti to give to Victor, after accidentally shanking him. It builds character. Our spaghetti costs were really starting to take a toll on productivity, so making it homemade was definitely a good idea. I realized I also needed wheat for the spaghetti, so I planted some right away. However, this brought me to the realization that I would also need a mill to process the wheat into flour. At the moment, I was 4 pieces of cloth short, but just then, I had a genius idea. I didn't have any sheep and probably wouldn't for a while, but if I could get my hands on some soggy newspaper, there was a 10% chance I could get cloth by processing it in a recycling machine. I was super invested in this idea, so after gifting Victor a spaghetti and Lewis a hot pepper, I headed to floor 100 of the mines and started fishing for soggy newspapers. Truly the peak of my Stardew career, fishing up garbage. So it turns out the other 90% of the time, your newspaper will just turn into torches, and unfortunately, my soggy newspapers fell into that 90%. I put this trash to cloth plan on hold for the time being because we'd brought Victor to full hearts, and this meant it was time to make him my boyfriend. I purchased a bouquet from Pierre's and ran to Victor's house, but what I walked into wasn't the sweet proposal I'd pictured. Instead, I found Victor's mom Olivia snooping through his room, and apparently she found out that Victor had been turning down engineering jobs in the city. Olivia was furious and confronted him shortly after, basically trying to force him to return to Zuzu City. I made the very unwise choice of inserting myself into this family argument, but it turned out great because Victor took the opportunity to announce his apprenticeship with Ralph, a bridge builder in Grampleton. Olivia was satisfied he had a job, Victor could stay in the valley, and I now had a chance to seal the deal. I was in a bit of a daze, having officially started my first relationship. Didn't make any meaningful progress in the game, just kind of bought spaghetti, but love makes you do funny things. And afterward, I got straight back to work on my Pasta Empire's infrastructure, returning to the lava lake and collecting 5 more soggy newspapers, which all yielded torches. The crop side of our spaghetti operation was doing much better though, and I even decided to use one of my prized tomatoes in the luau soup. I continued obsessively hunting for soggy newspapers, and after days of fishing and processing, I got our first cloth. That's 1 down, 3 to go. I also received the spaghetti recipe from Lewis the following day thanks to our hot pepper gifts, so lots of good progress being made. Still, it was looking as if building a mill was a ways off, so I used my $10,000 to purchase the house upgrade from Robin and prepared the house for Victor's eventual arrival. In the time that we'd been working on cloth production, I simultaneously chipped away at the community center, finishing up the summer crops bundle. And on the evening of our 21st day of summer, I finally got our 4th cloth. The day that followed was extremely special. Not only was our mill construction finally underway, but it also happened to be Victor's birthday. Oh my gosh, what am I gonna give him? What could it be? It's spaghetti. But this spaghetti officially brought our relationship to full hearts. That afternoon, Victor came running up to me announcing that he'd been accepted into the Ferngale Republic Bridge Engineering Association. And to celebrate, we took a walk up to the summit together.
Charlie, it feels like we just met yesterday. Well, to be quite frank, I did only meet you like 2 weeks ago, but continue. We listen to each other, inspire each other, challenge each other. You're precious to me, and you always will be. Oh! I just went in there! I went for the kill!
Naturally, after that, my next order of business was to get married. I immediately gathered 300 wood to rebuild the bridge to the eastern part of the beach, and there, on our next rainy day, I would be able to purchase the mermaid's pendant from the old mariner and propose. I mean, this was perfect. Metaphorical, even. My boyfriend is literally a bridge builder. And what's more, it was storming the next day. It was just meant to be. You can't make this stuff up. After selling Order Clint for the $5,000 we needed, I purchased the pendant and brought it to Victor.
Ah! He's blushing! Oh my god! He accepts!
In preparation for Victor's arrival, I took some freshly milled flour and prepared my first batch of homemade spaghetti. 3 days felt far too long to wait, so I filled the time with some fishing, catching a bunch of new expanded fish until the day finally arrived.
Oh my god, I'm so excited! When Charlie first arrived in Pelican Town, no one knew if she'd fit in with our community. Okay, rude? It's my great honor on this day 27 of summer to unite Charlie and Victor in the bonds of marriage. I now pronounce you wife and husband. You may kiss. Yay! We're married! Ah! What the heck? Did his pants just disappear for a second?
A little action replay. Yeah, the first thing Victor did as my newly wedded husband was pants himself. Oh, truly, this is marital bliss. In honor of our union, I gifted my new husband the wedding spaghetti I'd made. And after such a long and eventful day, I went to sleep next to my husband for the first time. Together, we awoke on the first day of fall, my absolute favorite season. To get going, I cleared my dead crops, admired Victor's little bridge model, bought some fall seeds from Pierre's, and then did some fishing to earn a bit of extra money. My primary goal now was to unlock the bus, which required a total of $42,500, and I currently had a whopping 61. In the meantime, though, I worked on some of the other bundles and actually fully finished the artisan bundle. And Victor was getting stuff done around the house, too, adding the void of outer space to my kitchen floor.
Oh wow, okay, all is forgiven. Sorry I ever doubted your interior decorating.
This kind gesture made me confident that Victor would be a fantastic father, but in order to start a family in the first place, we needed to purchase the next house upgrade. 150 pieces of hardwood and $50,000. Not looking fantastic on the financial side, I will say. The good thing though was that being married, I didn't need to be buying $240 spaghettis anymore. I spent the entire afternoon fishing and crafted a bunch of preserve jars to maximize the value of our produce so we could start saving for the upgrade.
What are you doing up there?
With Victor chilling in the abyss, it was clear that the finances of the household rested solely on my shoulders, so I headed back to the mines and found a surprising amount of diamonds. Those combined with our cranberry jam profits raked in over $13,000 in a single day. Not too shabby. Using this money, I fixed up the vault room in the community center and unlocked the bus to the desert as an investment into our earnings. I took my first ride to the desert the next day and discovered that things were massively different. I mean, it was pretty similar to the vanilla version, but it was also just huge. It took me a bit to even find the door to Skull Cavern, if I'm being honest. I spent the rest of the day exploring and mining gems, even finding an auto grabber and a treasure floor, which was super lucky. And ultimately, I reached level 9 combat and mining that night. But still, my house upgrade was top of mind. So the next morning, I headed to Clint's and invested $5,000 into a steel axe upgrade to start collecting hardwood. Also, surprise! I built a chicken coop a while ago, so I slapped the auto grabber in there and purchased our first chicken nugget. As soon as my axe was finished, I picked it up and immediately began clearing all the stumps on my farm. In the process, I accidentally found a hidden path to the secret woods too, which was very neat. And this made me think that maybe there were other little secrets hidden around the valley, so I upgraded my pickaxe too. Speaking of tool upgrades, there's quite a few in Stardew Expanded, yet we still don't have access to a net. The butterflies of Pelican Town get to live another day. But in the newest expansion of today's sponsor, Disney Dreamlight Valley, we now have access to the Royal Net, and this isn't just any ordinary tool. In this expansion, you travel to Storybook Vale. Unfortunately, a clash between Maleficent and Hades ripped the place apart along with the pages of the Lore Keeper, a magical book that holds the land together. To restore the Lore Keeper and revitalize the Vale, you'll need to catch these snippets of the book's pages with your Royal Net and return them to their proper place. I explored around Storybook for a while, and it is genuinely my favorite area in the game thus far. Like the beautiful fall colors, an old library, new fish to catch, taking uncomfortable selfies with Merida. Amazing! This expansion also adds a really cool new plotline to follow too, and if you think you're ready to start this adventure for yourself, you can click the link in the description down below and go purchase the Storybook Vale expansion today. The game is always getting new updates and content. It's kind of wild, honestly, but you definitely do not want to miss this one. It's tons of fun. A huge thank you to Gameloft for sponsoring this video, and with that, let's get back to it. Lo and behold, after picking up my steel pickaxe from Clint, I discovered this meteor blocking the way to a rundown shed on my property. Unfortunately, though, the steel pickaxe wasn't strong enough to break it, so I invested another 10 grand into the gold upgrade. And I figured if I was upgrading all my tools, I might as well upgrade my weapon too, so I headed to the Calico Desert with a prismatic shard, earning myself the Galaxy Sword. Once I'd gotten my golden pickaxe, I raced to the meteor to destroy it, and surprise, surprise, it was a rundown shed. Whoa, that's so crazy. I wasn't sure what to do with it, but this became clear when I awoke the next morning to knocking on the front door. It was Robin inquiring about the shed, which was apparently on the verge of collapse. Yeah, that would have been good to know before I started walking all around inside it probably. She asked me to meet later at her shop to discuss the repair costs, but that would have to wait because it was the Spirits Eve festival. I trotted into town that night to claim my golden pumpkin, but this was no walk in the park. I mean, I guess it literally was, but the hedge maze was totally different from in vanilla Stardew. The challenge was super fun. I liked the series of fake chests all around, made it kind of spicy, and at the end of it all, I received my prize. With the fall coming to a close, I spent the last day of the season harvesting our final corn and cranberries and gathering more hardwood before the snow fell. Not that I'd be around to see it though. I spent literally the whole first day of winter in the Skull Cavern. But I also received my first dinosaur egg, and this good fortune would only continue. That night as I slept, the bridge to the quarry was fully repaired, and the next morning, I received $10,000 from Mr. Chi for reaching level 25 of the Skull Cavern. The next morning, Victor broke again. I think this is just a normal everyday thing now. As I left my broken husband behind, I found Gunther waiting outside. He delivered the news that the museum had been honored with a Golden Shovel Award thanks to my contributions, and that I'd be receiving a share of the prize money soon. And it wasn't just like a couple $100. It was $40,000. I'm freaking rich. With this influx of cash, I had finally reached the $50,000 we needed to buy the house upgrade, even leaving enough to purchase the Galaxy Dagger.
Can somebody please come forward so I can stab you?
These violent tendencies and my passion for making large sums of money came together quite nicely when I received this mysterious and probably very illegal quest to craft 60 bombs and not ask any questions. But I do as I'm told, especially for the right price. I delivered the explosives to Marlin's room for 8,000 big ones, and as per the instructions, I didn't ask Marlin any questions, but he came up to me not long after. Back in his room and standing next to the chest that contained more than enough bombs to level the entire town, Marlin gave me a key to the sewers. Side note, I love that Marlin gets a more important role in the expanded mod. Like, it just makes so much sense, and it's really cool, and I love it. The next morning, I awoke to a massive new extension added onto the farmhouse, but honestly, it seemed like I was breaking into the business of selling explosives, because soon after delivering Marlin's bombs, Clint asked me for the materials to blow up this boulder. I gathered up the coal and iridium ore for him and dropped it off in in yet another definitely unsafe bomb material storage container, getting a cool $3,000. And speaking of unsafe bomb storage, I also reconvened with Marlin and Gil to see all 60 of my bombs just piled in a crate. This wizard guy I'd never met popped by, and Marlin had the gall to tell him they were courtesy of Charlie here, who created them. Like, why are you ratting me out, Marlin? You said no questions asked. I didn't ask. Worst of all, the wizard Jadu said the bombs were for the Castle Village Vanguard. That's like a military thing, dude. I don't want my name attached to these weapons. I'm a freaking farmer, not a defense contractor. I heard a loud explosion as I awoke the next day, and I was just praying it wasn't freaking Jadu destroying Pelican Town with my bombs or something. But fortunately, it was just Clint blasting the boulder, blocking the stairs to the summit. I will say, it's super weird to me that I've already been up to the summit twice already without having reached perfection, but it's really peaceful up here. Just a quiet place to reflect on the moral implications of my illegal bomb-making side hustle. So peaceful. I went to bed that evening racked with guilt, but there's really nothing that can raise your spirits quite like the promise of new life.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
I had it all. A husband, a home, a baby on the way. I was truly living a comfortable life. But part of me still longed for a life of danger, adventure, and explosions. So much so that I returned to Skull Cavern seeking out serpents to kill. My primary goal was to complete the serpent monster eradication mission and earn the napalm ring from Gil, a symbol of my other half.
Wait, what? I had it the whole time? What?
Now armed with a piece of explosive jewelry, I was ready for adventure, but I still had obligations to fulfill at home, and plus, on the last day of winter, I gave birth to my first child. Now, I didn't actually record it. What happened is I logged onto the world to take screenshots for a thumbnail and closed out of it thinking the day hadn't saved. It did. So I was very shocked when Victor said this to me.
My mother wants to visit soon to see tREVOR. Oh my god.
I named our child tREVOR. The caps lock was on. I didn't think it would save. It was a whole debacle. But entering our second year with the community center nearly complete, this is when a lot of the expanded mod would really start kicking in. So I was excited to see what we had in store. I tried to move forward from the unfortunate event of our child's name and take stock of the things I had left for the community center. Most notably, I needed the 5 gold star parsnips to complete the quality crops bundle. So I headed to Pierre's, stocked up on way too many parsnip seeds, and with those planted, got Robin working on a barn. I also organized my storage a bit and purchased a brown chicken for my coop. And seeing as that one was named Nugget, it was only natural for our second one to be named Finger. I must say, I felt like a real farmer for the first time ever. I had animals, my crops were ready to harvest, and we'd also gotten more than enough quality parsnips to complete the quality crops bundle, leaving only the animal bundle left to finish before getting the greenhouse. In an effort to get that done, I had Robin upgrade my barn again, and as she worked on that, I began to make other preparations, chief among them being to purchase a milker. Quickly, we put the new milker to good use and then purchased a duck and goat for the farm. And with so much progress being made, we'd somehow already made it to our second egg hunt. Thankfully, I was able to buy more than a single strawberry seed this time around, but we also ended up losing the event.
What?
In my defense, the expanded mod randomizes egg locations, and I was not prepared, okay? This year, I planted those seeds with a heavy heart and checked in with my adoring family to console myself.
Do you still love me? I picked up more baby food at Pierre's the other day. Oh my god, you're the best. Also, Pierre sells baby food. Oh my god! tREVOR! Ooh! He's alive! Or, well, he was always alive, but now he's like standing.
Seeing tREVOR up on his little feet raised my spirits substantially and gave me the energy I needed to continue working on our community center bundles. Getting the truffle in particular would take a bit of work, seeing as before we could buy a pig, we needed to upgrade to the deluxe barn. I got Robin back to work, and while she did her thing, decided to try and catch the legend. My fishing level wasn't quite where it needed to be, but luckily, Willie had just the thing to help.
Trout soup. Trout soup. Yummy in my tummy. Trout soup.
I downed the soup and fished for the entire evening, but the legend never even made an appearance. A bit devastating, but I recovered quickly from this because when I awoke the next morning, our deluxe barn renovation had finished. Welcome to the family, Feck. Go find some truffles. I believe in you. Now, as I mentioned, we're in year 2 now, and things are really gonna start ramping up. So to start getting into the real meat and potatoes of Stardew Expanded, I decided to check out our next new map area, Rampleton Fields, an area east of Shearwater Bridge.
So, if you look to your left, you'll see grass. And if you'll point your attention to the right, you'll see more grass. Wait, what does this say? Stardew Valley, train station. Grampleton! I'm going to Grampleton, I'm going to Grampleton, I'm going to Grampleton. What is Grampleton?
Eventually, I stumbled across this train station and followed the train tracks to see what I could find, eventually stumbling across a new structure. In the distance, I spotted a mysterious building that turned out to be the Wizard Tower of Atlantis W, and next to it was an interesting looking portal.
Oh!
To my surprise, the portal brought me right to Rasmodius's basement, and this wasn't the only one either. He had warp portals to a bunch of other areas, including the Ferngil Republic Ministry of Magic, the Castle Village Guild Hall, the First Slash Guild Hall, and no clue what any of this means, but I was very excited to find out in the future. For the time being, I pushed all this mysterious magic stuff to the back of my mind and got back to my regular farm duties, gathering a duck feather from my coop and snagging a fried egg and poppy from the traveling merchant for the community center. I tossed everything into their respective bundles, including a couple animal products the following day, and pretty soon, I saw that Feck had fully grown, meaning that there was a truffle somewhere on this farm.
There it is!
But what's more than that, tREVOR had grown and was hanging out in the kitchen the next morning. I was so proud of our little goblin, but honestly, most of my focus was still on the community center. The next day, I caught a tilapia to complete the ocean fish bundle, made a maki roll for the chef's bundle, and then planted some sunflowers for the dye bundle. And as those grew, I decided to head to Blue Moon Vineyard and start befriending Sophia upon very popular request. I'd seen online that one of her loved gifts was the puppy fish, this weird dogfish hybrid that you can catch off the Shearwater Bridge. Things were going well until I accidentally tried to stab her. Did not elicit the most positive response. I mean, understandably. I tried my best to make amends the next day, but the damage was done.
Good morning, Sophia. Oh, she's crying. Oh, it's probably because I keep doing that, isn't it? I feel like a terrible person and all I've done is try to be nice.
After such a horrible first impression, I decided to keep to myself for a bit and saw that Nugget came through with our first large egg, the final thing needed to repair the greenhouse. That was one of our largest goals finally complete, and this left only a single apple before the entire community center was finished. A deceptively difficult thing to find. But once I'd harvested my sunflowers the next morning, I immediately put the greenhouse to good use. Welcome, my friends, to the headquarters of our spaghetti empire. Tomato heart surrounded by wheat in honor of Victor. Beautiful. Having prepared that, I decided to go and check the fruit bat cave in the hopes that we could get our final community center item. With a 2% chance of spawning, it would truly be a gift from Yoba if we were able to get one.
Please let there be an apple. Oh! Oh, Yoba's real. Yoba? Okay. I believe we're finishing the community center today. We're finishing the community center today. The gravity of this situation could not be heavier.
And with this one apple, we had officially completed the community center. As if to celebrate this massive milestone, Victor invited me to help him inspect the mountain bridge, which had been magically repaired by yours truly. So after receiving my Stardew Hero trophy in the newly renovated community center, I headed to the mountain lake to meet up with him. I must say, after doing so much to fix up the town lately, it was really nice to just sit back and watch him work.
Sorry for keeping you out so late. Let's head home. No worries, man. Is that a monster from the mines? Defend me, Victor. You'll protect me, Charlie. Okay, we got, we're on the same wavelength, but just opposite. I've got you, man. Wait, it's only a cat? You look from... Stop! Is that Dewey? It's Dewey! Where have you been? He's unbothered. Yes, a wife! Do you want to come back home? Your friend can come too. Yeah, they're discussing. This is a very serious conversation. Oh, they don't want to come. This is so cute. I'm gonna cry. Dewey, where are you going? Wow, savage.
It was a massive shock to learn that Victor's cat was alive and thriving with a new cat partner. However, I didn't have much time to process what had happened because the next day, I discovered yet another magic portal. But when I stepped onto it this time, I was transported to a magical forest with a Junimo inscription that read,
"Follow the mushrooms. I'll follow the mushy mushes."
Suddenly plopped in a completely new and mysterious place, I walked along the path of toadstools and came across tons of artifacts from from heavy dwarvish swords and elvish swords to an elvish inscription that I did not understand. It seemed like this place had been the site of some type of conflict between dwarves and elves in the past. I found it really interesting, but after hours wandering through this maze-like forest, I got very, very lost.
Please, can anybody take me home? I don't want to die here. Wait, there's a Junimo hut over there.
Unfortunately, I quickly passed out before being able to investigate further, but the next day, I returned to the forest determined to make it to the Junimo hut I'd seen.
Oh my god! They got ancient fruit down here. Meteor carp? A golden fish? Oh my gosh. He just sells the legendary fish? Is this a joke?
I couldn't believe it. I'd found an entire secret Junimo society hidden in a part of the woods I'd never even seen before. It was so cool. And as if that wasn't enough, I had a sort of premonition that night that something was in the Cindersap forest. Of course, I returned early the next morning, and when I re-entered the abandoned house we'd first seen all those days ago, I found some Junimo writing. Unfortunately, I couldn't understand it. I am not a bilingual queen, so I took it to the wizard to decipher. And to my shock, Rasmodius wasn't able to understand it either. In a last-ditch effort to translate the script, he summoned his friend Camilla. And according to her, apparently a young Junimo had taken up residence in the cellar of the abandoned house and was requesting 200 starfruit.
It would seem you're on the verge of making a new friend, Charlie.
You know, on the verge is a pretty strong statement when I only had a single starfruit seed. But hey, we need to start somewhere. I planted that bad boy and then headed to the desert to buy a bunch more from Sandy. Unfortunately, my tomato heart for Victor would have to be temporarily replaced with starfruit crops for a mysterious magical being, which is absolutely not symbolic foreshadowing at all for any future events down the road. Revisiting the abandoned house was a wonderful reminder of our introductory days in Stardew Expanded, and as such, I decided to check in on Andy, who, to my surprise, had really cleaned up his act. Like, literally, his house was clean, he was buying seeds from Pierre's instead of Joja now, and he even treated me to a nice farmer's lunch. Good for you, Andy. I'm really proud of you, buddy. Encouraged by our unexpected discovery of this amazing new Junimo area, I decided that I wanted to venture next to Ginger Island and see if there was anything new to explore there. So I checked out Willie's old boat, took stock of the materials I needed, and dropped everything off for the repairs before heading to celebrate a new holiday-like event. A couple days back, Lewis had dropped by the farm to let me know that the whole town would be celebrating Community Day on the 22nd of every month, and today was the first one. It was really lovely to see the community center fully repaired and being put to good use. And speaking of repairs, Willie's boat was now up and running. I hitched a ride to Ginger Island, taking note of these beautiful coral reefs, and then headed straight into the volcano dungeon to unlock the forge.
We've done it! The top of the volcano. What is happening? Is this normally a cutscene? Hello? Hello? Lance? Chuckle. Few adventurers have scaled Mount Coldor, once a great dwarf kingdom. The first slash sends their regards. Hello? The first slash? Who is Lance? And what is the first slash? And how do I see Lance again? So many questions.
But little did I know, our next meeting the following morning would alter the course of this playthrough forever.
Good morning, Charlie. I bring important news from the Ferngale Republic Ministry of Magic. The what now? It would appear a high-ranking council member has expressed interest in developing your arcane potential, which isn't a common occurrence. Am I about to become a wizard? My colleagues have tasked me with teaching you warp magic. Meet me at my tower at your earliest convenience. You mean I'm gonna be able to do that? Everybody does that. Lance. Good morning, Charlie. I hope I'm not intruding. I mean, you know, it's like, welcome to the farm, you know? What am I supposed to say except welcome? That's usually what you say. I received word from your guild administrator, Gil, that Marlin was looking to contract with a combat mage. After reviewing the relevant tasks and missions, I decided to accept. I must admit, after we met at Mount Coldor's caldera, you piqued my interest. I like to get to know you better, but I travel quite often. So at the risk of being a little forward, wow. Is Lance marriageable? Hold on, let me look it up. Oh, Lance is marriageable. Thank you for your schedule, but I will not be visiting you because I am happily married. Monday, Galderan Outpost. Tuesday, Stardew Valley. Wednesday, Stardew Valley. Thursday, Friday, Ginger Island.
I was smitten, but instead of dwelling on the forbidden temptation that was Lance the combat mage, I headed to the wizard tower to begin my magic lessons, chugging this odd potion that enabled me to summon warp portals. But that wasn't the end of it.
Mana flows freely in this secluded secluded grove. It's a perfect location for your nexus. Come, channel your mana.
I plopped into crisscross applesauce, and when I opened my eyes,
Whoa! Magnificent, isn't it? It's beautiful!
this magical grove turned out to be my own personal nexus through which I could warp between various regions. Before I could go anywhere though, I needed to bridge the gap between teleportation runes by offering an item originating from the desired destination. Rasmodius kindly gifted me a potion he'd brewed, and with this, we created the first branch in my nexus. I now had a portal directly to the wizard's basement, as well as these dewdrop berries with ridiculously good buffs. Having unlocked this incredible new mode of transport, I decided to return to Ginger Island and spent time collecting golden walnuts to repair the farmhouse. In no time, I got the 20 walnuts needed and handed them off to the parrot before clearing out my new land. When I returned to Pelican Town, I harvested and replanted my first round of starfruit, but that wasn't the only thing that was fully grown. Although I tried to continue with normal tasks, I was extremely excited about my new nexus, and I just wanted to start working on collecting all 8 branches. So I set out to find more, and as it turns out, the warp statue on my farm was the next one. The other quest I was most excited about, the mysterious new friend, required a ridiculous amount of starfruit, and I felt it necessary to buy even more seeds from Sandy to plant on my Ginger Island farm.
Hey, I have a secret to tell you. You're my favorite everything. I love you. Oh no. So right before that happened, I was gonna say Lance is in Stardew Valley. We should visit him today. Oh, I'm such a terrible person. Is he here? Oh, hello. I own an outpost far up north in the Highlands. Oh, he has real estate. Perhaps one day you'll join me there. Oh my dude. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. I'm a terrible wife. I'm a terrible wife. I'm a terrible wife.
I was living in the plot of a romance novel. A loving husband, successful career, supportive family, but one adventurous, mysterious, possibly more interesting Stardew Expanded character shows up and makes me doubt everything.
I'm going to give Victor a spaghetti, not out of guilt, but out of love. Deep, deep love that runs very deep. Hey, champ. How you doing? How you holding up? He doesn't even know. Nobody knows. Lance is toying with me. I need to stop. Okay, I'm just gonna grab this butterfish for no reason in particular. Okay, okay. Oh, Lance! I had no idea you were gonna be here, so that's crazy that we just bumped into each other. I see you're doing your job. Okay, I'm gonna go now. Nice to see you. Good luck with whatever it is you do. Oh my god, that went really well. Something on your mind? No, nothing. Not Lance. Nobody. What are you talking about? I see. That must mean you're looking to create a warp point near the guild.
In his room, Marlin gave me a hand-cut gem from the nearby mines and then granted me with an even better prize. We'd unlocked our 4th branch of the Nexus with a tiny little adventurers guild in our magical grove. Returning home to my normal life with Victor, though, I knew I needed to stay away from Lance. And honestly, practicing my warp magic and working on my Nexus were great distractions from the absolute mess that is my love life, so I went in search of more warp runes. In the process, I ended up finding one hidden in the Junimo forest. There, Peaches the Junimo gave me an ancient Junimo scroll, which I used to summon the portal to the next branch. I decided to broaden my horizons and continue handing out gifts to some of the other people around town. I started by giving Sophia a puppy fish, and in the process, briefly met her best friend Scarlet from Grampleton. I also stopped by Marnie's ranch and found a shed in the back that I'd never noticed before.
Mondays are when I do record keeping. I prefer taking care of my animals. Wow, the Stardew Expanded people tried to make it seem like Marnie has actual responsibilities.
But after a day of meaningful connection, I returned home to see that our last batch of starfruit was finally done, which meant we'd be able to meet the mysterious stranger. I dropped off all 200 of my starfruit at the abandoned farmhouse and then headed right to bed in the hopes that I'd meet my new friend the next morning.
Hello? Is anybody home? Whoa! There's no trash anymore. It looks beautiful. Stop. Oh, hello. Oh, it's so cute. Oh my god, it speaks? Apples? Spirit friend gives starfruit. Apples take fruit and use forest magic to decorate new home. Be new friend to apples? Absolutely.
So, that's the cutest thing I've ever experienced in my life.
Alright, I am up bright and early. I do not want to miss out on seeing apples today because apples is my favorite in the world. And I have apples. I wonder if apples likes apples. Or is that cannibalism? Now I'm concerned. Hello? Apples! apples! Yay! Apples, friend, give gift. I do give gift. I wish I could give you more gift. I wish I could give you 5 million gift.
While we were on a roll with making friends, I decided to pay Sophia another visit as well.
I've actually never been in your room before. This is very cute. Excuse me while I act invasive for a bit. Mom, Dad, I miss you both so much. What? Oh my. Whoa. Oh, stop. Is this her mom and dad's room? Everything makes so much sense now, I feel. That's probably why she's kind of hesitant to make friends with me.
The pieces were all starting to come together, but I'll tell you, if there's one person that wasn't hesitant to become friends with me, it was Apples. They don't even know my name. They just call me Apples' friend. And as it turns out, Apples actually had a gift for me. An old bottle of Aurora Vineyard wine. With it, I was able to conjure up another warp rune, and as a thank you, I gave Apples a Starfruit. What a little goober.
Wait a minute. It's Tuesday. Hello? Is anybody here? I own an outpost. I know you do, honey. It's come to my attention that Lance owns an outpost far up north in the Highlands. Did he tell you that? Did he really? I didn't actually know that he has an outpost far up north in the Highlands. I don't think he's ever said that to me. Not once. Not 5 times a day.
Apparently, though, Marlin had a boat that could actually take me there, but to use it, I needed to bring him a bunch of monster parts.
Holy smokes.
Thankfully, I already had most of them, so I spent the rest of the day in the mines collecting the remaining slime I needed. I delivered these monster parts to Marlin, and the following morning, the boat was ours to use. And one long journey down the river later, I had arrived in the Highlands.
Lance's outpost is just up these stairs. It's like Marlin's trying to set us up. He's like, Charlie kinda an adventurer though, Lance an adventurer, put those two together, what do you get? Love. Love.
There it was, Lance's outpost far up north in the Highlands. Upon our arrival, Lance gave us the grand tour.
The magical flames act as a form of monster repellent. Oh, you got the citronella candles.
But after this, we got straight down to business. Evidently, Lance was up here conducting research on the local monster populations, some of which drop seeds with magical properties.
Seeds, you say? As in crop seeds? Charlie is an expert in that department. Marlin, don't gas me up like that. You're gonna embarrass me in front of Lance. I dabble in seeds. I plant some of them sometimes. From my observations, there's 4 types of seeds, each capable of growing a seasonal monster crop. Your cultivation skills are perfect for this quest. Oh god. Thank you. I will do you proud. Stop. Stop. Stop.
And with my mission laid out, it was time to slay some monsters.
Hi, slime. Ah! What the frick? What the frick's that? What is this? Well, it's dead now.
I explored the Highlands, avoiding these creepy wilderness golems and taking in the sights before getting my first monster crop seed, a slime seed. And as I ventured deeper into the area, I stumbled across some dangerous looking places.
What is that? That is a cave. That is a whole cave.
This cavern turned out to be filled with ore and shadow brutes, and it was here where I found my second monster crop variant, the void seed.
Please leave me alone. What? There's water? Oh. I was looking, I open your eyes. Hi, Lance. I sensed you were in grave danger. Thankfully, I arrived just in time. Oh my god, my knight in shining armor.
Unfortunately, Lance didn't pick up the void seeds I dropped, so I headed to the Adventurers Guild to have Marlin retrieve them for me. And with that handled, I planted my slime seeds in the greenhouse. After such a close brush with death, I felt it pretty fitting that I received 24 life elixirs from Lance the next morning alongside my void seeds. I planted those as well and then headed right back to the Highlands, eager to collect the 2 remaining seeds. In my explorations, I ended up finding this beautiful little grove full of jumping mushrooms, and after acquiring my 3rd seed, I tried my hand at fishing in the pond, finding some new fish I'd never caught before.
That's a loved gift for Lance. The dagger fish. Oh my god. I wonder if the... Oh, a seed! A stock seed! We don't have that yet, I don't think.
With all 4 monster seeds now successfully planted in the greenhouse, I decided to relax and finish up some quests I'd had on the back burner for a while now. These included the Dark Talisman and Goblin Problem quests, and with 1 Void Mayonnaise given to the henchman and the Magic Ink returned to the wizard, we had successfully tied up these loose ends.
Hello? Wait, are these? Void Root? A strange dark energy is emitting from it. That's so cool. Okay, Lance, I have a void root. Please don't eat that. There's a powerful monster on the peak of the mountain. I found some opportunities to study it. Under the cover of fog, I witnessed it gobbling up treasure. Be careful if you try fighting it, What?
Naturally, the first thing I did was immediately seek out the monster with the intention of vanquishing it.
Oh my god, there's a freaking pepper Rex up there.
But despite its fiery attacks, the beast was no match for my galaxy dagger.
Whoa. I killed it.
Along with some dinosaur bones, I picked up all the treasure the monster had been eating, as well as a golden key.
Okay, so now we need to look for a lock? The cave just is beckoning to me. Oh, what is this? Is this new? Oh my gosh, this is actually a new area? What is this? Have you come to help me? I suppose? Oh, the door has a lock.
Somehow, the monster had eaten the key, leaving this little dwarf locked up for who knows how long. I was happy to free them, and they were glad to be free, promising to repay me once they'd found a new home.
Just for ease, I'm gonna call the dwarf Luigi. Where is Luigi?
But this repayment would have to wait because I had another friend in need. A couple days ago, I'd agreed to help Sophia restore her parents' bedroom, which, as you might remember, was all packed up in boxes. As soon as I arrived at Blue Moon Vineyard, we got to work transforming this empty, neglected space back to its former glory. This meant a great deal to Sophia, and of course, I was more than happy to help. Over the next couple days, I kept a close eye on my special monster crops, handing off the slimeberry and monster mushroom to Lance before spotting a certain someone in the Highlands cliffside.
It's Luigi! I decided to make this ravine my new home. Wow, good for you, Luigi. This is some good real estate.
Out of their new home, Luigi was selling a bunch of super cool mining decorations that would definitely come in handy when I started decorating the farm. And after such a long and emotional week, I headed to bed. So, there's something I need to address as I harvest these eyeball fruits. After much deliberation, and I mean a lot of deliberation, like I genuinely sought out advice from my friends, family, and the community, I decided to divorce Victor. In the name of lore and fully experiencing everything Stardew Valley Expanded had to offer, it just needed to be done. With a heavy heart, I brought the fourth and final monster crop to Lance, who showed up at my doorstep the following morning, promising me a reward stored at his outpost.
Farewell, Charlie. Oh, the chuckle. The chuckle. I can't. Okay, there's treasure at the outpost. Oh, how long have you been here?
Quickly, I headed to the Highlands outpost to retrieve my gift.
Diamond wand? A magic relic from Galdera. Teleports enemies away from the user. Effective against flyers? What does that even mean?
Lance, chill! Let me file for divorce first. I gave the wand a go, and I guess it kinda worked. Sometimes it teleported enemies to a safe distance, and other times it didn't do a single thing. But useful or not, we'd received a magical relic, so in my mind, that's a win. Now, after returning the magic ink to Asmodeus, it was revealed to me that a new pathway had opened up in the forest, so I decided to take this opportunity to go and search for it.
Oh my gosh, what is this? A human? There's a human here. Wait, a new person?
In the distance, I heard two voices, Klaus and Angelica, who welcomed me to Sprite Spring, a secret location with healing waters, flowers from every season, and rare forage. Angelica was kind enough to give me a bundle of tulips, and with them, I opened yet another branch in my nexus before exploring.
Okay, so here is the spring. Are these like just disembodied voices, or are they Junimo, or oh my god, I'm naked? Whoa, there's a secret thing up there. What is this? Show me. Holy shiitakes. What is happening right now? Why are there so many forageables? Oh my holy croci, what?
I would eventually learn that Angelica was actually the crop fairy, so I thought that was really cool. As I awoke the next morning, I was greeted at the door by Scarlet. She was dropping by to let me know that she'd be taking a job as a farmhand in the valley, and that we could also visit her in Grampleton now by taking the train. And that definitely piqued my interest. Immediately after, I took a beeline to the train station and hitched a ride to Grampleton. I got to meet Scarlet's dads, Hank and Trayvon, and yeah, that's pretty much it. It's a small neighborhood. The visitors continued though, because the day after that, I was surprised to find Camilla on my doorstep. Without even asking, she whisked me away to an outpost similar to Lance's, but this one was on the continent of Galdera.
This outpost borders the Crimson Badlands, a magical wasteland formed by the aftermath of ancient dark magic. Quicksand dunes, lightning sandstorms, hordes of monsters, void zones. That sounds really bad. You enjoy swinging your sword so much, why not swing it for me? It'll be the ultimate test of your prowess as an adventurer.
And with the gift of a swirl stone, a Galderan mineral unique to the region, I opened up yet another branch to my nexus.
Oh my gosh. I am going there immediately.
I bolted to my Nexus and warped to the Galderin Outpost for the first time. Evidently, there was something in the Crimson Badlands that would act as my ultimate test, and although Camilla didn't say exactly what it was, I was determined to find out and prove my worth as an adventurer. I quickly entered a cave where I met two new adventurers, Isaac and Alessia, and Isaac was kind enough to let me look at his map of the Crimson Badlands.
Oh, and keep an eye out for corrupted serpents. Be ready to swallow your pride and run. Okay. All right, let's just go in. Let's just freaking do it. What the heck? This sand is so cool. What is the... Oh, I am gonna die already. I haven't even taken like 2 steps.
I ran around this barren wasteland picking up void souls, whatever those are, and even caught some new expanded fish, the undead fish and the boned fish. This place was bonkers, and so were the enemies. They were absolutely wrecking me. As I headed west, things got really dicey with swarms of monsters converging in on me, but that's when I noticed out of the corner of my eye the scariest cave I've ever seen.
What is that? What is that? I think I found the test that Camilla set out for me.
Pretty much armed with just the diamond wand Lance gave me, my chances of getting through this horde were slim to none. So I ran away and warped home, barely making it out alive. But oh my god, what a rush. The zombie fish, the corrupted serpents, whatever is in that cave. The things this expanded mod has to offer are just absolutely unmatched, and honestly, it brought up some very uncomfortable truths for me. If I wanted to fully experience Stardew Expanded, I think I needed to leave Victor, and I've known it for some time now. Together, we enjoyed one final night at the Feast of the Winter Star, especially bad timing on my part looking back on that now, and then said goodbye.
I really do love you, but I think it has to be done. For the lore.
I took the long, fateful walk to Lewis's house and approached the town's record books.
It hurts. It really does hurt, but it needs to be done. Your divorce papers have been filed, but your spouse won't know until tomorrow morning. I feel horrible.
I walked quietly as the snow fell, reflecting on my marriage with Victor. The first time we spoke, his civil engineering job, Dewey, the proposal, raising tREVOR, the spaghetti empire, our spaghetti empire, all gone now. Like a raccoon washing cotton candy in a bowl full of tears. I was eager to go beyond my farming duties and explore all the new lands and quests that Stardew Expanded had to offer, but I couldn't shake the sadness I felt in the wake of our divorce. I awoke to an empty bed, said good morning to tREVOR, and then checked our hearts.
Oh no! I'm gonna go give him a spaghetti. Charlie, you broke my heart. I put my life into you and you do this to me. Oh my god! You didn't do anything. There's just more lore out there that I want to know. I'm so sorry. For old time's sake. Okay. Fair enough.
Certifiably upset, I took my sorrows to the Crimson Badlands, hoping to distract myself with some combat, but even that wasn't working.
I'm too sad to battle. Oh, I keep missing stuff.
I ate the spaghetti that Victor had rejected, which felt extra bad, and then died. Died in the Highlands, too. It was a real rough one.
Hi.
And after all of that, I was then visited by the dead. Hello, Grandpa. He told me that I'd done him proud on Oat Farm and granted me with 4 whole candles. Still though, that was little consolation for the sadness I felt. But in times like these, you need friends to rely on, and what better support system could I have asked for than Apples the Junimo and his Starfruit friends?
Meet Donna! Hello, Donna. This Fig. Okay. Hello, Fig. Nice to meet you. Donna likes you. Fig does not like you. Fig, do you want to friggin' fight? You know what this is? It's called a pickaxe, buddy. I have beef with Fig now.
Somehow, my visit with Apples and this interpersonal conflict I developed with a tropical fruit was enough to cheer me up, so I got back to work. I headed to Sprite Spring for a refreshing swim, and on the other side, I found a freaking ancient fruit. The last one I needed for the missing bundle. This left only the silver quality wine to get before we'd officially unlocked the movie theater. With this in mind, I turned my attention toward repairing the island resort so that I could try and purchase the Gold Star mango wine from Gus. And after a day of nut hunting, I managed to collect the 20 I needed to get the renovation underway. The morning after the parrot repair though,
look at the starfish. It's so cute. It's got a little face. Oh my god! Beautiful day, isn't it? Yeah, could you give like warning next time? That actually jump scared me. I've witnessed you communicating with birds, exchanging walnuts for many labor-intensive deeds. Thanks to you, they've repaired the bridge and even summoned a beach resort, complete with a full bar. That is why I got it, yes. I have to say, I've encountered many adventurers during my time in the guild, but none as mysterious such as yourself.
Are you familiar with magic relics, Charlie? Here, hold this. Another scepter staff. You received a blink relic? What the heck does that do? Use that to follow me up that cliff. What? That's so sick. Oh my gosh. I'm on an island. Ah, now this is a view. I like this spot. This is really beautiful. Well, that blink relic was the only test I needed. You handled it as if you'd been working with magical objects for years. I'll take it back now if you don't mind. Lands! I'll be seeing more of you, Charlie. Farewell for now. Goodbye, Lands. Amazing. The following morning, I found the wizard at my doorstep who told me his new pupil Morgan would be moving into town. Very exciting. Until they got here though, I had an important quest to complete. Camilla's test in the Crimson Badlands. Whatever it may be. My first attempt did not go so well. No. Where am I? Oh, crikey. Oh my god. Guys, I think that might be the thing that he was talking about. Did you see that thing? Just straight out of the gate today, just immediately dying. What was that? Yeah, it quickly became clear that we needed some upgrades before attempting to complete this trial. I bought myself a galaxy sword, crafted up an iridium band, and then headed to the wizard's tower to meet Rasmodius's new student. Oh my gosh, they're so cute. Nice to meet you, Charlie. My name's Morgan. I left home to come study under Magnus Rasmodius. Hey, look what I can do. What are you doing? Please. I have to go read now, I guess. Bye. What a little cutie. With our meet and greet over, I headed straight back to the farm and pulled all the lava eels out of my fish pond, replacing them with sturgeon. I was hoping that I could turn their roe into caviar and use that for the missing bundle, since Gus still hadn't set up shop on the island once, and I was getting worried. And with that taken care of, I then headed to the volcano forge to further upgrade my sword, getting the vampiric enchantment and also putting a ruby onto it for the attack bonus. All right, we're back. It's no, how is this possible? No, why are you here? Oh my god, guys, this is the end. Why am I not using my totem? It's because I literally just got it out. What? Why, Camilla? I hate you so freaking much. As angry as I was at Camilla for assigning me this horrible task, I found that she did have some busted potions to help me out. I shelled out a casual $28,000 on an invincibility elixir and then stepped back into the Crimson Badlands. Eventually, after a good bit of struggling, I finally made it back to the entrance of the mysterious cave, and with a much better sword and some clever crowd management, I made it much further than last time. You know what? Let's just have a little parade. Come on, guys. Single file, please. Wait, the immunity potion. I'm a fool. Drink. I can do it. 7, 6, 5, 4. Oh, I did it. What is this? It's like a treasure room. You may just be the one. You continue to impress me. That must have been Camilla. This must have been Camilla's test, and I just passed it with flying colors. Am I gonna be able to get out of it? Certainly not. And with all 8 of the treasure troves collected, it was time to open the final treasure chest. The chest has a prismatic shard-shaped keyhole. Of course, I had literally just used my last one to enchant our sword, so I had no choice but to travel to Skull Cavern and search for one. And thankfully, on floor 73, I got it, meaning soon we'd receive our grand prize for completing Camilla's combat trial. Tomorrow we're holding the Egg Festival. Lewis, I'm bigger than that. I purchased a couple more elixirs from Alessia, chugged a haste potion and spicy eel, then made a break for it, and after a brief interruption from the Serpent of Death and its army of monsters. Why? I wish I was at the Egg Festival right now with all my little plebeian friends. I once again made it into the cave. All right, let's see what's in this chest. A slingshot. I just went through all of that for a slingshot. A disappointment for certain. But the worst news? That wasn't Camilla's test at all. Why have you done this? You couldn't even have given me like a free potion or a 10% off coupon, like nothing. I just risked my life, got a stupid slingshot, and that's it. It turned out Camilla's true test was to defeat APOPHIS, the horrifying serpent of death I'd been running away from this entire time, so that's embarrassing. Following such a harrowing adventure in the desert though, I felt like I needed a bit of normalcy for a moment. So I returned to Pelican Town and did some good old gift giving to raise my hearts with all the villagers. And with the exception of my ex-husband, we were making fast friends with everyone in the valley. Hi, Victor.
Yeah, okay, I'm gonna walk away now.
But this very slow gifting trip around town made it apparent to me that we were in dire need of a horse. I got Robin working on a stable for us and then hung out with Susan for a bit on Emerald Farm, receiving her patented fermentation method, which made my alcoholic beverages more valuable. Thank you, Susan. I also decided to crack open the many geodes I'd collected in my recent trips to the mines and found that we needed only one more mineral before completing the collection: malachite.
Oh my god, I totally forgot we have a horse now. He's so cute. I'm gonna name him Patoodle. We're so speedy now. I am so glad to have this horse. I love you, Patoodle.
With the help of my new steed, Patoodle, I grabbed more geodes and rode back to Clint's at unprecedented speeds, cracking open dozens more geodes until finally...
Oh my god, that's it. That's it. That's the one we need. The final mineral.
And with that, our mineral collection was officially complete, leaving only a handful of artifacts left to collect.
What is this cutscene? Oh my gosh, I just went to the Highlands to give Lance a gift, and suddenly there's a cutscene. Charlie, welcome back. Head on up here. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. Calm. I'm conducting a field study today. Would you care to join me? Yes, the jump for joy I did in this game is how I feel in real life. I'll cast a protection spell that'll prevent monsters from noticing us. Hold on to my arm!
Unexpectedly, Lance whisked me away to various locations in the Highlands where we observed the activities of the local wildlife and took in the sights. He even mentioned the existence of a gemfish in the Highland Cavern waters, but before I had a chance to cast my line, our protection spell ran out, marking the end of our research expedition. But let me tell ya, Lance had put another spell on me, if you know what I'm saying. And I was starting to think that maybe he had feelings for me too. The following afternoon, as I headed into the Adventurers Guild, I spotted Kent taking in the view. Having returned from his combat service in the war against the Gotaro Empire, Kent explained to me that being home just hasn't been the same and that he wasn't the person he used to be. He said he needed something to focus on and asked me if the Adventurers Guild was worth checking out. Of course, as a seasoned adventurer and monster slayer, I said yes. Kent would be a fantastic adventurer, no doubt, so I left him alone to think it through.
Oh? Yes! Yes, Kent, yes! Oh my god, I'm so here for it. Charlie, we have a new guild member. His name is Kent.
In the interest of setting a good example for our newest recruit, I headed straight back to the Highlands and braved the slimes and mushrooms to catch some daggerfish for adventuring reasons.
Lance, I put my life on the line to get this fish for you. You better love it. Oh, you're down there?
And in delivering this fish, we were just one more gift away from full hearts. I decided to continue working on friendship with the other expanded characters as well, and soon realized this was actually the perfect day to do so.
Okay, if I'm not mistaken, I believe it is Andy's birthday.
I was thinking about what to give Andy for his special day when I came across his quest on the bulletin board, seeking materials to make a cellar for preserve jars. So after gifting him a butterfish, I also sauced him the stuff he needed for this new cellar. It was really cool to see Andy upping his farming game. Like, I was more than happy to help out. And only a little while later, I ran into Andy foraging in the woods. Together, we took a break by the cliffside and had a nice talk, farmer to farmer.
Thank you for inspiring me to be a better person and giving Fairhaven Farm more business. It's helped my life more than you know. Oh my gosh. I may just shed a tear.
With that, we were now at full hearts with Andy, who's honestly come such a long way from his grumpy old self. He was now a kind, generous farmer, and I was really happy to see him flourishing.
I finally got myself a cellar thanks to you. Why don't you come take a gander at it? Whoa, this looks great.
After looking through some historical photos of the farms around Pelican Town, including Aurora Vineyard where Apples lives, I felt motivated to go back and work on my own farm. And first thing, I saw that our sturgeons had finally produced some roe, which would soon become the caviar needed to finish the missing bundle. I was feeling incredibly productive and amazing. So good, in fact, that I purchased a bouquet from Pierre's and headed to the Highlands to gift it to Lance.
Okay. I gotta compose myself. Guys, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. And I feel horrible about Victor. I do, but I'm so excited. Okay, let's go. Hello, Lance. Oh my god. You want to get more serious? I feel the same way. Oh my god. Lance and I are dating. Boyfriend!
I was overjoyed, and it only felt right to thank Marlin, the guy that pretty much set the two of us up. But when I did, he told me about meetings that he and Rasmodius had regarding new adventurers, wizards, and other magical happenings.
I want you to join our meetings, Charlie? Whoa. What? Your insight would prove most helpful. I think I just got invited to the Cool Kid Club. I would be honored to join the meetings. I'll let you know when we have our next meeting. I think I just went up 5 social classes. Oh, you sense Lance is at the front door. No, I think I just see him with my eyes, but... Hello, Charlie. Meet me at your farmland on Ginger Island at your earliest convenience.
Well, my earliest convenience was now, so after donating the batteries from yesterday's thunderstorm to Grandpa's shed, I headed to Ginger Island.
Oh, he's here. I've finished researching the monster crops and I'm ready to report back to my guild, the First Slash. I would like you to come with me since you're responsible for my mission's success. What? Follow me. Wait, actually? Like, this isn't a joke?
Lance led me to a secret warp rune that transported us to an island in the middle of the Gem Sea.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
He led me into the First Slash guild hall where I was introduced to the guild leader Jolene. And with introductions out of the way, it was time for Lance's little science fair presentation.
Wow, I grew those. What the? Everybody's appalled by my crops. Behold, monster crops from the Highlands.
The guild members seemed very impressed with my crops, and to be fair, I was impressed by their guild hall.
Maybe I can visit again soon. I sure freaking hope so.
Sure enough, Rasmodius appeared at my doorstep the next morning, giving me permission to use his Nexus and visit the First Slash whenever I wanted. But I just couldn't wait to explore, so I headed straight there and did a bit of beach combing, finding this golden ocean flower in the tide pools before snooping around the guild hall itself.
You are definitely the curious type. This is a spare room. You can use it if you like. Chat with me again in the guild hall. There's something you can do for us. Oh my gosh, I'm officially a First Slash adventurer. This is my room.
I felt so welcomed by all these new adventurers, but before I could spend a night at the guild hall, I had lots of other stuff to attend to in the valley. And this began with our finally finished caviar, which we donated to the missing bundle. So now, not only was our final bundle done, but Grandpa's shed was completed as well, with a massive room for processing artisan goods and another greenhouse on the second floor. The progress we were making in the past couple weeks was honestly unparalleled, and our relationship with Lance was going quite steady, with only one heart left until we could think about possibly getting married. But something inside me felt unresolved. It didn't feel like I had sufficient closure, and I had a nagging feeling that it could only be settled one way.
Oh, okay. I can do this. I can do this. The relationship between you and your ex-spouses will be wiped from memory. It will be like you've never met. Like, I don't want Victor to forget all the memories we had together because we shared so much time together and so many things happened. But also, it seems like he doesn't remember anything except the bad parts anyway, so like, I'd be doing him a favor, kinda, you know? I'm just justifying being an awful person. I think it has to be done. Whoa, that was quite an effect. Wow, I've never done that before. I've never done any of this before. I'm a horrible person. How do I fix this?
In all honesty, I was absolutely gutted over this. But in the end, we needed to get full hearts with everyone for perfection, so it had to be done. And also my dad sent me this text following the upload of this episode, and I genuinely laughed so hard, it made me feel way better about the whole fiasco. That night as I slept, the Junimos fixed up the abandoned JoJo warehouse and converted it into our new movie theater. But before visiting, I took a spaghetti to the Jenkins household.
I don't feel good about this. I don't like this. Oh no. Hi, Victor. I need to think about what I need to do today. Okay.
I almost regretted wiping Victor's memory. In a weird way, it felt better for him to be mad at me for divorcing him than to not know at all. And this was just compounded by me buying tickets to go on a date with the exact person I'd left him for. Still, it was time to look toward the future. For how much I've played this game, I don't think I'd ever been to the movies at this point, so I was excited to check it out. Inside, I met Claire and Martin, the former employees from JoJo Mart who seemed to enjoy this new job a lot more. With the purchase of a truffle popcorn for Lance, we headed inside to watch the movie.
Why is this so empty? I've literally never done this before. It's kind of underwhelming.
I had no idea what was playing today, but fortunately, it was an adventurer's tale, something Lance and I were both into. The plot was decent, a little stale, I'll admit, until this guy showed up.
Ah, he's quite the strategist. Did you see the way his face looked? Lance seems to be having a good time. Okay. The wagon train is saved. The end. Wow, what a thrilling movie. We hope you enjoyed the show. Lance seemed to, and that's all I care about, right, honey? Oh, okay. No, come back. Okay.
The morning after my first official date with Lance, I spent some time going around giving gifts, and it also turned out to be Martin's birthday. Unfortunately, I couldn't get into the movie theater, so I just waited outside with an ice cream cone for 3 whole hours until his shift ended.
Martin's here. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Give me all of your friendship points.
pounds. Ah, that's a market improvement. Thank you so much, Martin. Happy birthday. Have a good one, man. I gave a birthday jade to Scarlet the next day as well, and the final person on my gift list was Lance. And I was hoping that one more daggerfish would seal the deal for us. Come on. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. Oh, ah. And the following day, good morning. I have business at my guild today, and I was wondering if you'd accompany me. You can experience what a day at the first slash is like. Oh my god, it's like take your kid to work day. Except your wife. Take your wife to work. Okay. I warped to the first slash guild hall and joined Lance. Together, we patrolled the tide pools, watched the torpedo trout swim by, and finished off the day with a bonfire. Oh, is this my room? Yawn. What a day. Wait. Whoa. Wait a minute. Whoa. My ears are burning. He straight up just turned around, stripped his clothes off, and then said, the bed here is a single. I don't know if we'll both fit. Lance has a six-pack. I'm gonna cry. What the heck is going on? What is this? It's like they're trying to kill me. Okay, I think we can make it work. Seems there is enough room for the both of us, but hardly. Oh, what was that? Charlie, oh my god. What was that? What was that? I'm suffering. I love Lance. That was so saucy. There was some reading between the lines that could be done. And I'm reading. I'm an avid reader. My relationship with Lance was stronger than ever before, and marriage was surely on the horizon. So I spent the next couple days cleaning up the farm for his arrival. And the next time it rained, I headed straight to the beach to purchase a mermaid's pendant. Okay, here we go. Hi, Lance. I accept. I'll set everything up. We'll have the ceremony in 3 days, okay? This is the start of a wonderful new adventure together. With our wedding date officially set, I continued to clean things up on the farm, moving the remnants of our spaghetti empire to the northern part of the property, and then crafting a bunch of cheesemakers and preserve jars. I think this is the best we're gonna do before the wedding tomorrow, okay? I'll leave Lance a little note. He'll understand. Okay, this is what I've come up with. I love you. Sorry, farm. It got a little dicey here. Sucks right now. As midnight struck the day before my wedding, though, I had a realization. I didn't have a dress. I frantically searched through my chest for any type of special outfit, but all I found was a golden coconut helmet. Ooh, he looks so dapper. Oh my gosh, I love it. As the mayor of Pelican Town and regional bearer of the matrimonial seal, I now pronounce you wife and husband. You may kiss. Ew! Yes! I'm so excited. We're married again, but to Lance this time. And life is gonna be different from now on, but the future looks bright. Oh my gosh! He's so cute. I put my special golden coconut hat in the fridge with the rest of my sentimental items, but our wedding was just the beginning of our blossoming relationship. To unlock Lance's 12-heart cutscene, I would first need to purchase the Return Scepter, which costs a whopping $2 million. Definitely something to save up for. But for the time being, I savored the beautiful beginnings of my second marriage, settling into bed with my new husband. I was so overjoyed to be officially beginning my life as an adventurer, and it started out with an interesting new mission, escorting Gunther on an adventure into the mines. Being a bona fide adventurer now, I agreed to accompany Gunther on his journey the next day, but as I headed there, I was stopped yet again by Lewis, and he approached me about purchasing a 1-acre expansion for my farm. This 1-acre expansion would cost me $250,000, which was quite a steep price. But seeing as expansion was my favorite thing, and I wanted to ultimately experience as much of the mod as I could, we would definitely need to purchase it down the line. Afterward, I met up with Gunther at the Adventurers Guild, and we began our journey. I'm in the mines with my best friend Gunther. Just me and Gunthy in the mines. We're looking for some diamonds in the mines. Sorry, what are we here for? Suddenly, Gunther spotted a small gap in the cavern walls, and on the other side, what on earth? Whoa, look at all these artifacts. Dang, I've never seen a floor like this. What's going on? Ah, a treasure trove of untampered artifacts. Gee golly, who could have thunk? What the heck? Get out of here. Get out of here, idiot. Thank you for protecting me, Miss Charlie. I prefer them petrified. Slime jokes. Inspired by our little adventure together, I decided to set out on one of my own, running through Skull Caverns with the goal of making as much money as possible. We now had a magical teleportation scepter and an acre of land to buy. However, my lack of financial responsibility really got the best of me because as soon as we passed the $200,000 mark, I spent it all on the furniture catalog. With my new furniture catalog, I immediately got to work redecorating the house. Oh my god, I was in decoration. I was in decoration mode. I didn't want to. What? I wasn't even recording. I was just decorating. What am I supposed to say to this? Oh my god. Yeah. Yes, we should. I'm gonna scream. I'm actually gonna scream. Oh my god. Oh my god. tREVOR, you're gonna have a sibling. Well, I may now be pregnant, but the interior design was also done. Still haven't changed the floor yet, but we'll get to that later. With the dark red and wooden color palette, the monster design motifs, and my prized frog sashimi centerpiece, it was looking great. And we had a kid's room for tREVOR and the new baby, so the house was really becoming a home. This is like the best house I've ever had. It's so pretty. I just love. Hello, son. Why is he large? Wait, tREVOR, come back. Where are you running to? tREVOR, no! No! My son! Why? He was never normal. We knew this about him. I think tREVOR was going through wizard puberty. You know, I should have seen this coming, being that I'm a practitioner of the mystic arts. But as tREVOR explored the void, I had other things to focus on. Namely, finishing our fish collection, which wasn't looking too hot completion-wise. I think I was just too busy with all our magic and adventuring duties. I mean, I didn't even have white algae. My first priority was to head to the river and catch the angler, my first legendary fish. Only took me, 3 years. And after, I spent the rest of the day filling out the collection, catching a super cucumber, the mutant carp, white algae, a radioactive bass, which was totally new, and the slime jack. 6 new fish in one day. Not too bad. After dropping my axe off at Clint's for an overdue upgrade, I headed to Ginger Island with a sneaking suspicion that I'd find more expanded fish there. And sure enough, I pulled up a sea sponge, a baby Lunaloo, and a normal Lunaloo. Having spent a busy couple days fishing, I headed to the saloon to blow off some steam. Oh my gosh, what is going on here? I've never seen the saloon so packed. Charlie, over here, dear. Oh, hello. It's a full house at the saloon tonight. I don't think I've ever seen it this packed. Emily will take your order soon. I'll wave her down for you when she sees us. Thank you, mother. No. If you ever require a home-cooked meal, don't hesitate to drop by my residence. I mean, I feel like you know why that's awkward for us. Emily finally came over to break the uncomfortable silence with a whole cocktail menu. I ordered the only non-alcoholic option, the Stardew equivalent of a Shirley Temple, and then spent the rest of the evening listening to my ex-mother-in-law talk about her family and the Gotaro Empire. Now that's my idea of a night out. This only reminded me though that I needed to get back on it with gifting the expanded characters. For Morgan's birthday, I gifted them an iridium bar, which in retrospect is a very expensive present for a small child. And for Claire's, I gifted her an energy tonic from Harvey's. After picking up my axe and dropping off my hoe for an upgrade, I headed to the museum and bumped into Martin perusing a genealogy book. As it turns out, Martin was adopted and didn't know who his biological parents were. Occasionally, he would flip through the family records here in the hopes of learning something about them. Honestly, I love the expanded characters. They just have so much substance to them. Like, all their backstories are so interesting. At the museum, I took stock of the remaining artifacts we had to collect and then cashed in a bunch of my Omni Geodes for artifact troves. After picking up my upgraded hoe, I opened every single one of them, donating the chicken statue and elvish jewelry to the museum. This only left the red dwarf scroll and amphibian fossil before the museum was officially completed. I immediately set out to the mines to put my upgraded hoe to work, and in no time, I managed to dig up the red dwarf scroll, meaning we now only needed the amphibian fossil. I was determined to get it, but as is often the case, life had other plans. During the night you gave birth, I gave birth? Wait, what? Oh my god, what do we name her? I'm fumbling the ball. I don't know. Yeah, I'm doing the first thing that comes to my head. God, that was a horrible name. Who put me in charge of this? I'm sorry to anybody named Gertrude, but that's really not what I wanted my kid to be called. Oh, no. Gertrude. Sorry, Gertrude. 2 beautiful children. We've come a long way, haven't we? Oh, okay, that was really cute. Okay, maybe Gertrude's not that bad. With my 2 weird kids and 1 amazing husband, I was more determined than ever to unlock Lance's 12 heart event, but to get the $2 million for the return scepter, I would need to drastically change up my income strategy. And that's when I learned about Salal berries, an apparently broken Stardew Expanded crop that could potentially make us very, very rich. And the first step to that is actually finding one. Salal berries grow from bush seeds that are found in the secret woods, but I had no idea where to find them or what to look for, so I just spent the next couple days running around and searching with an interesting little side tangent. Oh my gosh, what is going on here? Go, Scarlet, show those grapes who's boss. Oh, they're making wine? Is that... what? Look who's here. It's me. Hey, you. Mind lending us a hand? Or I guess I should say feet. Is this how you make all your wine? Is this how all my... dude, does everybody... oh, just with the shoes on and everything. Okay. Stomp the heck out of those grapes. Okay. I've got it. Don't you worry. Whoa. Okay. Chill. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry to whoever's drinking that wine. It has all like the dirt of Pelican Town on it. I came out of that with a lot of questions, but the search continued in the secret woods with absolutely no luck. So I took a break to head to Ginger Island and give Leo a present. Oh yes. I love this. Oh my gosh. I'm sad today. Okay. Well, I'm gonna walk away now. Okay, friends, I'm doing the math and I'm seeing that actually the best and most reliable way to get the amphibian fossil is actually fishing. I have a plan. Step 1, give Krobus a gift. Step 2, reset my fishing professions. Step 3, make some gold bars. And I'm sure you're saying, but Charlie, how does the A connect to the B? How does it make the ABC? Well, let me explain. During the night Gongus gave birth to a baby cat. That's not related. So basically, the idea was to reset our fishing profession so we could change to the pirate profession, which doubles the chance of finding treasure. With the gold bars, we would craft treasure hunter tackles that would also increase our chances of finding treasure chests. And with our treasure build complete, I headed to the ocean and, I kid you not, got it in the second chest. Please. Oh my god, we did it. Literally the second chest. That's so stupid because that means all the work we did to change the profession and everything was pretty much for nothing, but let's go donate it. The amphibian fossil. My mind is filled with thoughts of expansion, as it should be. I just want to do a really quick look through the secret woods because I didn't actually check for the Salal berry seed today. And like, odds are it isn't here, but what if it is, you know? With the luck we've been having today? Oh, could it be? It is! Oh my god, we got it! And I mean, we only have one, but I think that they grow really consistently and they also make a lot. It's kind of like a coffee bean type of deal. Oh my god, I'm blabbering. We actually got it! I'm gonna put it right in the middle because it's our special little bean. The following day, everyone in town gathered at the museum to check out the now complete mineral and artifact collection. This was reward in itself, but Gunther was especially appreciative of my efforts. As a token of my thanks, I want to give you a special treasure of mine. What is Gunther's special treasure? This gem was excavated in a faraway magical land called Galdera. P.S. It might be worthwhile to stick it in your crystallarium. What the what? Okay, I'm gonna listen to Gunther and I'm gonna stick it in my crystallarium because I'm hoping it's worth a lot of money. Produce, my sweet baby. This new gem inspired me to pay a visit to another magical little gem, that being Morgan. But when I entered the wizard tower, it was obvious I'd interrupted a very important lesson. ... You have turned iron into trash. It would appear we have a visitor. Greetings. I'm teaching Morgan about transmutation. You can transmute metals? Prove it. Ready? Here we go. Bada bing, bada boom, told ya! Whoa, you really can transmute stuff. Transforming iron into gold is advanced alchemy passed down from magic practitioners. How did you learn how to perform alchemy, Charlie? I think I hit like mining level 4. Inspired by my example, Morgan was determined to try again, and on this attempt, they did it. I was so proud, and having proven my prowess as a wizard, I continued on with my progress toward perfection. The next step of this was to get into Mr. Chi's walnut room so we could actually track it, but in order to do that, we still needed 16 more golden walnuts. Thankfully, the Gourmand Frog questline would grant 15 walnuts in itself, so I started there. With a melon and wheat planted to grow for him, all we were waiting on was a garlic seed, which I did not currently have. To finish off the night, I removed my message to Lance from the farm and sold Gunther's Galderan gem, which was only worth $780. Not quite sure what I was hoping for, frankly, but it's better than a diamond, I guess. After saying good morning to our darling Gertrude, who was now standing on her feet, I checked out the traveling cart praying for a garlic seed and had probably one of the dumbest moments of my life. Oh, wait, shoot, that doesn't mean anything. I need the seeds. Oh, you useless merchant. Yeah. Turns out I am the useless farmer that just totally forgot about my seed maker. I would like to formally apologize to Suki and anyone that had to witness this moment. Good morning. Good morning. It is a beautiful morning, and you know what? Let's start our day off with a little bit of breakfast. I bet you didn't expect those words to come out of my mouth because they never ever have. For breakfast, I retrieved some ingredients from my very neglected livestock and started working on cooking all the recipes by making some eggs, bread, and pancakes. I capped off this very nutritious breakfast with a hot chocolate from Susan, and then headed to Grampleton to pay Scarlett a visit. I said hello to her dad and then met her in the garage where she was working on a leather jacket for her cosplay. This pickup truck is like his baby. I'm gonna convince him someday to let me drive it. I want to take a road trip where I'm in control of the destination. After helping Scarlett condition her leather, I headed to Grandpa's shed to check on our kegs and Salal berry seed. Okay, the kegs are full. Let's just check on our... No. Ooh. I feel like a caveman discovering fire. At last, our Salal berry had grown, and this one single bush produced 9 berries, which I immediately tossed into my seed makers. The Salal berry empire was growing quickly, as were our relationships with Claire and Martin, who were both in the theater that day. Unfortunately, though, Claire began feeling sick and needed a place to lay down until the bus arrived. Martin asked if she could take a nap at my house, and of course, I agreed. Charlie, do you mind taking over? I just want to make sure Claire's okay. Oh my god, Martin, you don't know how many years of customer experience I have. Let me at the cash register. My fingers ache. Hello, Jody. How can I help you today? Thank you, sweetie. Oh, okay. I've already helped you. My bad. I'm a little rusty. Have a great day. Oh, no. She's not leaving. Enjoy your movie. Frick. Thanks for covering. Apparently, I don't think you should have let me. With that situation handled, I continued tending to our new keg city and then headed to the lake to catch the winter legendary fish. The glacier fish. Yes! Yes, I got the glacier fish. Oh my god, that was only like the 6th try. The refrigerator is always well stocked with products of the farm. I'm gonna open the fridge. What of this is a product of our farm? None of it. Second of all, what is this table? The following morning, I opened the door to see Apples, who invited me to attend a party at the abandoned farmhouse. And I must say, this was one of the weirdest parties I've ever been to. Apparently, all of Apple's Junimo friends had ditched to protest Apples turning the vineyard into their home. Or Apples. But when I walked outside, I came face to face with the maple syrup bear. Say, introduce me to your Starfruit friends, little one. I'm interested in this Fig fella. No, Fig is a bad egg. You don't want to meet Fig, bear. Him and I have beef and I still don't know why, but I'm upset about it. Following that little shindig, I returned to work filling out Grandpa's shed with more kegs and then taking stock of the monster eradication goals I had yet to complete. We have literally 5 dust sprites and like 13 magma sprites. Like that's nothing. That's one trip to the mines. I could do that right now. I could do it with my eyes closed. Watch me. All right, done. I admit my eyes were not closed, but look how easy that was. It turned out I actually had a bunch of Monster Slayer prizes I hadn't collected yet, so I spoke with Gil and decided to don the wizard cowboy hat. As I reflected on my magical prowess and accomplished adventuring, I felt it fitting. I am more than just a farmer and an egg hunt champion now, but I still am a farmer, at least for Gourmand. Me want to take a big bombo juicy bite, but me won't. Okay, thank you. With 10 more golden walnuts acquired, I was just 1 bulb of garlic away from unlocking Mr. Cheese Walnut Room and also a dozen or so magma sprites away from fully completing the monster eradication goals. So I spent the next couple days doing that, and as a reward for finishing every single one of them, I got Marlon's telephone number. Thank you so much, Gil. That's very generous of you. And that left nothing but garlic on the brain. First, I checked the traveling merchant with no luck. That's fine. I don't want garlic that bad anyway. Lucky for me, though, the night market just so happened to be in town, which meant there was still a chance. And against all odds, garlic seeds, yes! Yes. While I was there, I purchased a ton of other seeds as well, so we could start growing and shipping the other crops we needed for completion. Before planting them, though, I spent the rest of the evening at the bottom of the ocean, casting my line for some deep-sea fishing. Please be a midnight squid, I beseech you. I just want a midnight squid, ooh. Okay. A midnight squid! I managed to catch all of them except the octopus, but it was getting late, so I warped home and planted all our new seeds. I got 1 cauliflower, kale,
jazz, and tulip.
I also planted my garlic seed on Ginger Island before hitting the night market for day 2, which was much the same as yesterday. Buying the out-of-season seeds and planting them in my greenhouse.
Look away. I'm not pickaxing anything. Oh, perfect. There's some empty spots down here. Hops, blueberry, love that.
Before heading to the night market the next day, though, I went around giving gifts and walked into an unexpected cutscene at Lewis's house.
So you decided to purchase more property. Great to hear. Oh my gosh. Did I forget to... Whoa! What is Marnie doing up here? Hold the phone. Whip, whip. What the heck?
I see you. You think I don't see you?
Or that's Gus. Either way, use the red ledger to buy the property deed, then turn it to me for approval. And she's gone. Just like that. Like the wind. Oh. Oh, baby.
That 1-acre expansion was still not cheap, and I didn't have the disposable income for that, so I just headed to the night market to catch our final deep sea creature. And after almost 7 in-game hours of fishing, I finished off the day with a new 8-armed friend. Things were really looking up, and in ways I didn't even see coming. For one, it was raining on Ginger Island the following day, and initially I thought nothing of it, but then I saw this little guy poop out a topaz.
Place it upon the pedestal, and oh my god, wait. Not to say that the garlic was useless, but the garlic was useless. We have enough gems now. I mean nuts. And here we are. Well, well, well. Look who's made it to my secret nut room.
This was the moment of truth. The moment we would find out how far along we really were in our ultimate goal of perfection.
Oh my god. Exactly 50% almost. 1% away.
Halfway wasn't too bad at all. We still had a bunch of produce and forage to ship, all of the obelisks, and a couple friendships to max out. Not to mention the cooking and crafting recipes, so we definitely had our work cut out for us. Re-energized by the secret nut room, I set out to accomplish a bunch of the smaller tasks I'd been putting off. This included catching the sandfish and scorpion carp in Calico Desert, showing Gourmand my garlic, and handing out a bunch of gifts. I'd also decided to start focusing on the handful of new expanded cooking recipes we needed, such as the Void Delight sold by Krobus, as well as baked berry oatmeal and flour cookies, which I bought from the Maypal Syrup Bear. I forgot to mention, but the talking bear has his own shop now. This guy is an entrepreneur. But that last recipe, the flour cookie, was gonna be harder than expected because it required fancy flowers that only appear seasonally at the summit. With a handful of ferngill primroses, which only grow in the spring, I returned to the greenhouse to find my Salal berry empire absolutely thriving.
Oh my glob.
I sold a bunch of those berries, as well as other unique crops for the full shipment achievement, and then cooked up some poi to kickstart my friendship with Leo.
Squawk. Here, let me teach you how to say let's play in parrot talk. I gotta say, like, all of these words in parrot talk kind of sound the same. It's all kind of like,
But this wasn't the only new language we'd be learning this week, because Krobus showed up at my doorstep soon after, asking me to drop by the sewers and meet their shadow brute friends.
Charlie, this is Nyx. They have something important to share with you. I'll be their interpreter. I don't need one, thank you.
Basically, Nyx, the leader of the Shadow Brutes, was here to negotiate a peace agreement between them and the humans.
Bring us 5 dozen void souls. Okay.
I'd already collected 44 void souls so far, so I only had 16 left to get.
It's Thursday, and I'm feeling good, I'm feeling fresh, and I'm gonna go to the Crimson Badlands and get the rest of those souls in a minute. Hey you, Scarlet drove down here with her dad's truck this morning? Wait, she wants to take a road trip to the Grampleton Coast? Oh, wait a moment. Oh, wait, just one moment. I can't miss, like, a girl's trip? Hello?
I spent my morning in the Badlands gathering all the void souls I needed.
I cannot die. I have a girl's trip this afternoon. Get out of here.
And dropped them off to Krobus before heading to Blue Moon Vineyard.
Oh, it's the truck. Charlie, you made it. I'm driving us down to a lighthouse on the Grampleton coast. It's honestly a place I've always wanted to visit with my best friends. Oh my gosh. Stop. Am I your best friend? Here we go. Why are there like walking noises when the truck moves? Oh, we're driving, baby. Road trip. Ooh. Oh, this is so cute. Look at us.
After taking in the view from the lighthouse, we grabbed some food, and before I knew it, our little trip to the coast was over.
That was so fun.
But the fun wasn't quite over, because the next day, Krobus and the Shadow Brutes were ready to see me.
I'm actually so excited. What the heck? Am I about to like solve world peace right now? Oh my gosh. What is this? This is actually absurd.
One of Nyx's companions put down a void soul, and with one, it turned turned into a shadow brute. I soon found out that the void souls were actually being used to resurrect fallen shadow brutes, meaning lots of families were reuniting after years apart.
We won't harm each other anymore. We're finally at peace. Yes!
And with peace between shadow brutes and humans finally restored, I dedicated the following day to reaching floor 100 in the Skull Cavern just for some fun. I was honestly making pretty good time, but with only 4 in-game hours remaining in the day, we'd only made it to floor 70. Unfortunately, I forgot to trade all my jade for staircases with the desert trader, but with one final plummet.
Yes! Oh my gosh! Give me the milk. Let me drink your milk. Sorry, that was really not impressive. Very impressive. You passed my test with flying colors, kid. Very pleased that you challenged yourself and came down the honorable way, instead of skipping all the levels by crafting staircases. Yeah, you know me. I'm like honorable, and I wanted to do it that way. It wasn't that I forgot. Okay, Mr. Chi. It's called Iridium Snake Milk. Yummy milkies. The taste is awful and the texture is even worse, but your health is permanently increased by 25.
With Mr. Chi's snake milk now coursing through my veins, I was feeling healthy as ever and returned home to find an equally healthy harvest of Salal berries.
Oh no, what have I committed myself to?
Having obtained over 1,000 Salal berries in a single harvest, my one shrub seed from 44 days ago had quickly grown into a thriving empire. And similarly, our relationships with the villagers were starting to pay off as well. When I visited the saloon, Gus had the glazed butterfish recipe available for purchase, which meant we now had only 2 recipes left to collect. I still had some unfinished business on Ginger Island though, namely completing the skeleton for Professor Snail. So I put my wizard cowboy hat to the side and tossed on my old copper pan. After picking up my upgraded trash can and paying for another upgrade for my pickaxe, I headed straight there and began the hunt.
All right, pan off my head and into my little hands. I'm ready to go. Panning spot, panning spot. That's not what I wanted. Not what I wanted. Yes! Oh my gosh, we got it. Now we never have to pan ever again.
For completing this beautiful specimen, I was awarded 6 golden walnuts, leaving just a single snake vertebrae to finish the collection.
But the woo part.
But this progress was stopped short when I saw that something momentous had occurred.
Oh my gosh, Gertrude! I need to go find like a little adventurer's hat to give her. Okay, I don't have an adventurer's hat, but for now, we'll just have to settle for this fedora. Okay, nope, give the fedora back. That looks bad. Oh, I can't take it back. Okay, perfect. No, you look great.
With both my children now fully grown and fitted with hats of adulthood, I returned to my chores, harvesting and selling an absurd amount of Salal berries and picking up my new tools from Clint. With my all iridium tool set nearly complete, I then headed to Ginger Island to continue the search for our final snake vertebrae, and on the first artifact spot, yes! Yes!
Donate to the museum. The collection looks fantastic, and it's all thanks to you, Charlie. Thank you so much. You could have, like, helped for sure.
For completing Professor Snail's research project, I received an ostrich incubator and dug up an ostrich egg from nearby. I mean, I can't say no to a freaking ostrich. About a week later, Leo officially moved to Pelican Town, and this was super convenient because at this point, all we had to do to reach full hearts with everyone was fully befriend Martin and Leo. But getting them to full hearts would have to wait because in receiving my iridium hoe from Clint, my priority was getting the Ginger Island farm ready for our biggest expansion to the Salalberry Empire yet. And after preparing the soil and setting the sprinklers up, I received a letter from Leo containing the mango sticky rice recipe.
Isn't that the last recipe? Oh, it is. No way. Okay, we finally have every single recipe, including all the expanded ones too, which was honestly really annoying to get. So now, basically our goal, we have to cook them all, and that is a whole other basket of worms. Okay.
Now, the one thing we needed was to get some shrub seeds to plant. I spent 20 golden walnuts on the farm obelisk and headed back to Pelican Town to give Martin an ice cream cone.
Okay, so this makes about 200 shrub seeds that we have on us, and that's definitely also not going to be enough, but I think it's a good start.
With the seeds gathered, I ran straight back to Willie's boat, only to run into Martin and Claire having a sensitive conversation.
There's something I want to talk to you about. I kind of like you as more than a friend. Like, a lot more, probably. Do you think, is there any way that maybe you'd like to be with me? Oh, Martin. You've got a whole life ahead of you, especially now that you're seeing more of the world. I'm your friend, and I'll always be your friend. But it wouldn't be fair for me to promise more. It's not that kind of feeling for me. It can't be. Oof. Martin, are you okay? He's like, you know, I'll walk home today. That 4-hour walk do be looking nice, though. I do still want to be friends. Oh, boy. That was a hard event.
Probably the most brutal hard event I've ever witnessed. With that settled though, I got my watering can upgrade going and then went straight back to work on the farm.
Okay, I spent the entirety of last night working on planting these berries, and let me show you. Oh, wow. This is our new empire.
I wanted every single tile of arable land to be filled with Salal berries, and even resorted to cutting down this banana tree, which I would soon regret. And just a couple days later,
whoa, our empire, it begins.
Our Salal berry empire now just needed time to grow, so I put my focus back on matters at home, giving Leo a mango and purchasing a new barn since the existing one had run out of room.
Put it right. Oh my god. Who is this? When I get home, I swear you're in trouble. Get out of the way. No. Yes. Okay, you're never leaving that spot, but it's okay.
For the rest of that day, I cooked my little heart out, running back and forth between my storage chests and the kitchen and making a ton of progress on the cooking recipes. But we could only get so far because I soon realized there were quite a few recipes that required sugar, oil, and vinegar from Pierre's. The following morning, after picking up my steel watering can from Clint, I headed to Pierre's and picked up these pantry essentials, getting right back to cooking.
Ooh, and our first expanded recipes: glazed butterfish and baked berry oatmeal.
But little did I know, sugar, oil, and vinegar weren't the only vital ingredients I was missing. Remember that banana tree I cut down on Ginger Island? Yeah, would have been super helpful for the banana pudding. As punishment for this careless oversight, I spent 5 of my precious dragon teeth on a new sapling. Until that thing grows, the banana pudding is gonna have to wait. We were pretty locked in with our Salal berry empire being our largest source of income in this last stretch to perfection, and my first goal with our profits was to purchase the island obelisk. I'm expecting my berry empire to make me like millions of dollars per month, so I think it's worthwhile to buy it first so we can more easily travel to harvest the other half of the berries. I dropped off my watering can at Clint's for the second to last tool upgrade and then spent the rest of my day in the volcano dungeon grinding to find dragon teeth for building the island obelisk.
Yeah, just another beautiful toothy day on Ginger Island, and look at this, our first Salal berry crop. I could weep. Oh, there's more over here too. Wait a minute, this is the beginning. It's the guys, it's happening. It's happening. This is the beginning of the end, but in a good way, you know?
With just that tiny patch of berries, we'd raked in an easy $10,000, so just imagine what the profits will look like when the entire field is ready to harvest.
This is incredible. Please be grown. Guys, it's ready. It's ready. I cannot wait to see how much money we make from this. And this is only half the field. The other half hasn't even grown yet.
I was genuinely so excited to see how much we made that I called it an early night.
Oh my god.
Absolutely bonker nuts. It was raining the next morning, so after harvesting another massive round of berries, I headed to the beach to do the note block trial for the mermaid.
Did that appease you, milady? No, she hated it. Okay, let me try again.
Ooh!
She's loving that one. Those were our last nuts!
We were making steady progress toward reaching perfection, almost 2/3 of the way there. But with no obelisks and only 31% of the crafting recipes made, we still had some work to do. The good news was, though, the Salal berries are truly broken. I spent the next couple days just harvesting them and raking in mad profits. With this money, I dropped off my watering can at Clint's for the final upgrade before accepting a Mr. Chi quest to catch all the legendary fish relatives. A portion of the crafting recipes for perfection could only be purchased with chi gems, so getting some chi quests done was a must. After reeling in an entire family of fish, I used my 20 chi gem prize to unlock the magic bait recipe. This magic bait enabled you to catch any fish despite the season and weather they normally appear, and since we still had several fish to catch that were out of season, this would be a massive help. But with no radioactive ore to craft it, I put that on the back burner for now and got back to business. To start, I picked berries and fish with a specific focus on the new expanded creatures like the clownfish, water grub, and the 2-headed void eel, which I used to cook up the void delight. And I guess in all the excitement and chaos of helping Lance with his monster crops, I'd forgotten to actually sell any of them. So it was back to the Highlands to regather the seeds as well. Everything was going okay until I reached the cave, which historically has been quite scary for me. But instead of hostility from the shadow brutes, they just kind of stood there, and I couldn't hit them either. A little bit creepy, but it was only later that I realized this was because of the peace treaty Krobus had brokered between between me and Nyx, settling the conflict between shadow brutes and humans. Honestly, pretty convenient because this allowed me to fish in the cave lake for the first time ever, pulling up a gemfish, the very fish Lance had mentioned on our first date in the Highlands. I was concerned for a minute I'd soft-locked myself out of getting perfection because I couldn't kill shadow brutes for void seeds, but then I found one just laying on the ground. A huge relief. As I headed back home, I walked into a cutscene and got to see Leo adjusting to his new life in Pelican Town, making bean hot pot with Linus, tutoring sessions with Penny, fishing with Willy, stalking Jazz.
You know, I still miss my family back on the island. Oh, he's talking to the bird. But mostly, I feel happy about the memories, not sad. I really feel like I belong here. Oh, that's precious. Oh, what? Somebody please decipher what that meant. Leo's just having a good time and then it stalks Jazz for like 5 seconds and then Jazz is like, okay, I will haunt you every night.
After planting the new monster crop seeds, I picked up my iridium watering can from Clint, officially completing my fully upgraded set of tools. Not super necessary, but it just feels good, you know? And this meant collecting crafting recipes was now one peg higher on my priority list for reaching perfection. So I was elated to see Gunther's posting on the special order board to gather 100 bones. This would grant us the crafting recipe for the bone mill, so getting this done was a must. In typical Charlie fashion, I decided this wasn't enough of a challenge, so I simultaneously accepted a Mr. Chi quest to reach the bottom of the mines in a week. This was a win-win for me because not only was the reward 50 whole Chi gems, but the dangerous variant of the mines had really great late game loot, including the radioactive ore we needed for bait. In 2 days, I managed to make it to floor 54, and at this rate, I was confident we'd make it to the bottom. But before heading back the following day, I paid Leo a visit, and upon checking in on our friendship,
Yes! Oh my god! And with that gift, that precious little feather given to a precious little Leo, we have officially reached we're not full hearts with Lance? Come on, buddy. Ignore that. But we have officially reached full hearts with every single villager.
Having accomplished this, it was back into the dangerous mines. And by Friday evening, the finish line was in sight.
116, 117, 118, 119, and I'm just gonna go ahead and craft a little bit of a staircase. 120.
With that, the Chi quest was officially complete, and after spending the rest of the day mining bone nodes and killing skeletons for Gunther's bones, I raked in an easy $370,000 from the day's Salal berry harvest.
Oh, Gunther, after you.
The next morning, I dropped the bones off at the museum, receiving a measly $3,500 in return. A tiny drop in the ocean that is my $2.5 million Salal fortune. With Lance by my side, we said farewell to the summer at the Moonlight Jelly Festival. Quite a productive season for our little family. I mean, we're multimillionaires now. As I awoke on the first day of fall and received my bone mill recipe, I made the decision to officially start building our obelisks. I moved my 3 mills, remnants from another life, to make room for the earth obelisk and the water obelisk. With half of them complete just like that, I then continued to chip away at our shipping list. I sold these green mushrooms from the Highlands as well as a goldenrod, a flower which only appears on the summit in the fall. Quite a wide variety of products I'm selling in Pelican Town, which is starkly contrasted by the only thing I ever sell on Ginger Island.
Okay, it's been like 20 years and I'm still harvesting these Salal berries. The banana tree has not grown, but I have faith. I have faith. Donk, 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 donk. Amazing. And how much money did we make from the Salal berries? So much money. We made so much money. I freaking love Salal berries, man.
To celebrate our fortune, I welcomed into the world our new baby ostrich, which, with the help of my comment section, I decided to name Microwave.
Oh, Microwave's kind of cute, though. Hi, new cutie. Microwave. Oh.
I spent the next couple days working on anything and everything perfection, cooking up a big bark burger, buying all of Harvey's stock to ship, and catching some of the fish we'd missed, including the snatcher worm. The only expanded fish I had yet to catch was whatever this thing was, a Fable Reef exclusive. I fished there for an entire day and only managed to get it on the line twice. This thing was a nightmare, and day 2 didn't go much better.
This fish is killing me. I only got it on the line a single time. It's like a freaking legendary fish.
After harvesting and selling my monster crops the next morning, I returned to Fable Reef for round 3.
Wow. I genuinely did not get the fish on the line a single time. What is this fish? I am
losing my mind, but woo, hello. With $2.3 million in my pocket and 3 straight days of fishing failure, I was desperate for a win. And that's when I remembered I had a return scepter to buy. So you know what? That's what I'm gonna do today because I'm freaking sad. I mean, think about it. This was just what I needed to push me across the finish line. A special cutscene with Lance. It's gonna be so emotional, but also maybe saucy. I don't really know. All right, here we are. Return scepter. Oh my gosh. And purchase. Oh, I've got the return scepter. Oh, that is incredible. As I waited for the cutscene to be triggered, I strapped back in for more fishing at Fable Reef. And as expected, yeah. Okay. But then I realized it's only available from 5 p.m. to 2 a.m. No wonder I was having such a difficult time getting it because it wasn't even there. Okay, 1 glazed butterfish, 2 cork bobbers, and a dream. Maybe it's because we were on the right side of the island. Oh, that totally makes sense. Okay, I'm in denial. Okay, let's go. Please let this be it. Please let this be the fish. Okay, let's all settle down here, partner. Oh! Minus 225 energy. Yeah, I'll say. And I'm putting it in the tank. Oh, yeah, that's right. Now you're in captivity. Who's laughing now? Me. That took me like genuinely 5 days to catch that fish. A celebration. Yo. Oh. Sorry, Maru. Having completely embarrassed myself in front of her child, I headed into Robin's house and purchased the final house upgrade. Partly as a celebration, and partly because it was a requirement for Lance's 12-heart cutscene. And I mean, $100,000 was chump change for a berry tycoon like me. Banana tree. It has a banana! It has a banana! Our banana sapling was now bearing fruit, which meant it was banana pudding time. But more importantly, with a bit of patience, we can now get the 10 bananas required for the island obelisk. Oh, the final cutscene! The final cutscene! Good evening, my love. Hello, good evening. I've been meaning to ask you a question. Where did you find your return scepter? It's a very powerful magic relic. The guy in the sewers. You humor me. No, he really is in the sewers. You're not joking, are you? Well, I would very much like to meet this Krobus first thing tomorrow morning. What? First thing tomorrow morning? We are gonna see Lance meet Krobus. Ooh, this is so romantic. I was told this cutscene was saucy, and I'm starting to suspect maybe it's not. Oh, you must be Charlie's life partner. You smell awful like them. Oh, I thought it was gonna say you smell an awful lot like them. No, just smell awful like them. Okay, cool. Your senses are sharp. It's a pleasure and honor to make your acquaintance. My name is Lance. I'm Krobus, a merchant of unusual and intriguing goods. Krobus and Lance became fast friends and seemed to share a mutual interest in each other. Are you getting enough to eat down here? Oh, cute. Let me get something for you. He seems nice. He is nice. I love him. Oh, he's back. I have something for you. What is he gonna get? What do shadow people eat? Oh, it's the root! Oh, they're doing a little jig. They love it. That was it? No. That wasn't even that saucy. What? Lance, tell me more. Krobus and I are both very curious about the other species. We've arranged to meet on the 10th and 24th of each season under the cover of darkness at the sewer gate below Fairhaven Farm. Honestly, so adorable. It may not have been saucy, but I absolutely loved it. But with that done, I continued to make small incremental progress around the farm. To start, we got our first ostrich egg, which I sold immediately. I assembled all the berries for the mixed berry pie, caught the crimson fish, leaving only the legend left to get, and reeled in a couple other fish to knock some seafood dishes out in the kitchen. Only a handful of recipes left to cook, a list I'd slowly work through in the coming weeks as I waited for crops to grow and sea creatures to be caught. But something I hadn't yet mentioned that we also had to complete was our collection of rare crows. And when I looked through them all to take stock of our progress, I realized we were literally missing one. It's the one from the casino. Apparently, I hadn't even gotten my club card yet, so I was denied entry by the bouncer. I absolutely speed ran through Mr. Cheese quest, bringing the battery to the tunnel, the rainbow shell to the train station, and this just left growing the beets to toss in Lewis's fridge. You'd think after reaching floor 100 of the Skull Cavern and completing so many of his challenges, Mr. Cheese could just give me the club card, but no. While I waited for my beets to grow, I busied myself with more menial perfection tasks, crafting one of each recipe, buying more recipes with my chi gems, and foraging the Winter Star Rose, our final seasonal flower for the flower cookie recipe. But we couldn't cook it quite yet because there was one final ingredient we needed. I am very embarrassed to admit this. A large egg. I haven't fed my chickens in a very long time. Oh no. Neglecting our chickens has come back to bite us. I did not expect this. So over the course of the next couple days, I did nothing but care for my animals. All for a single cookie. And yet the eggs were still not large enough. When my beets finally finished, I tossed them into Lewis's fridge and then fed the dragon skull a solar essence. And we have the casino card. Now that I had my new casino card, I trekked back out to Calico Desert and hit the slots with the ultimate goal of winning 10,000 chi coins to purchase the alien rare crow. I have no idea how long I spent in this casino. Time just passes differently here, but I got very into it. Yes! With some luck and many hours of my life that I'll never get back, I earned the 10,000 coins for the alien rare crow. Purchasing this earned me the recipe for the deluxe scarecrow, and upon crafting it, I had officially finished our rare crow collection. By the time we'd finished this up, I'd also gathered the 10 bananas we needed for the island obelisk. And at last, we'd built our third obelisk, leaving only the desert one. While we were on the streak of extremely expensive purchases, I suddenly remembered the farm expansion that Lewis had talked to me about. He said there was like a book or something? Divorce. Oh my god. Where's the book, Lewis? Property deed. Needs to be given to an authority figure for review. Okay. I wouldn't call Lewis an authority on much of anything, but in showing him the property deed while he tended to his snow lumps, I was now the proud owner of a $250,000 1-acre farm expansion, and honestly, I think I just got ripped off. According to the USDA, the average cost of an acre of arable land is only like $4,000, so that sucks. This left only the large egg to get for the flour cookie and a single apricot to make some fruit salad. I continued to tend to my chickens and they continued to hate me. And despite checking the fruit cave constantly, we'd still seen no sign of the apricot we needed. When I awoke the next morning though, my farm expansion was ready. All right, let's check it out. So Lewis, whoa. Oh, wow. Oh, this opens up a lot of possibilities. Oh my gosh. Having this new space was extremely exciting, but I wanted to save the farm decorating for last, so instead, I spent another $1 million to purchase our final obelisk to the desert. And directly after, I finally found an apricot just sitting on the ground of the fruit bat cave. Fruit salad. Yummy, yummy. We've crafted the fruit salad. Literally all of the recipes. We just need one large egg. Let's go check on the chickens. Who knows? Maybe Nugget or Finger are in a good mood today. Finger and I go way back, you know? Large egg? Egg? Regular egg. Okay, tomorrow. Yeah, not tomorrow either. Not even after 2 weeks straight of doing nothing but feeding and loving my chickens. I haven't seen my children in years. I haven't spoken to my husband. All I care about is large egg. No large egg. Cooking. Oh! It's actually... Oh my god, there's actually a large egg. Oh my god. Okay, this is not a drill. The flour cookie, our last recipe, and just like that, we have finished it and we have become a gourmet chef. With every dish now cooked, it was only right that we completed the fish collection next. I used a rain totem and got to it after a quick little pump-up song. Trout soup. Trout soup. Trout, yummy, trout in my tummy. Trout soup. Ooh, trout soup. It is time, friends. Let us go. We are going to catch the legend. And oh, I already had an apricot tree? That's kind of awkward, actually. Here and now, today, I have my iridium rod, 374 bait, trap bobbers, trout soup up the wazoo, and I'm ready. I went the wrong way. I'm ready. And on my very first cast, Master Angler, baby. And just like that, we have caught every single fish in Stardew Expanded, including all of the new ones. We got the large egg. We got the large fish. Nothing can stop us now. And as our final and most honored fish, I feel like it should sit on our table. Upon checking my mail the next day, we received our next star drop. The star drop's been passed down from Willie Sr. to Willie Jr. That makes me a Willie. I passed Willie's family heirloom down my gullet and then headed to Ginger Island to pick Salal berries while I thought through the remaining tasks I had left to do to achieve perfection. One of them being to finally complete Camilla's challenge. To do that though, I needed to defeat the scariest creature in the Crimson Badlands, APOPHIS. I also had a bunch more crafting recipes to purchase and make, such as the braziers, a handful from the special orders board, and the hero elixir from Castle Village. But for me, reaching perfection didn't just mean checking off all the boxes and seeing 100% on the perfection tracker. It also meant a sense of completion and accomplishment enrichment. So in addition to all of this, I also wanted to fully decorate my farm, which of course wouldn't be possible without the most iconic perfection item, the golden clock. I spent the entire night crafting a bunch of items from lampposts to the mini obelisk to the bone mill, and shortly after, went to bed.
Full shipment, ship every item. I wasn't even going for that yet. Wait, no way. The apricot was the last thing. Look at that. Every single one of these things, including all these funky expanded things, has been shipped.
Though we were still missing the recipe for the third and final elixir, we did have the recipes for the haste and armor potions. I headed to the Crimson Badlands to collect the void souls I needed to brew them, and then checked off 2 of the harder to craft items from the list.
I actually have another little goal that I've been wanting to do for a really long time now, which is to get like the little shirt that I always put on myself in thumbnails. I like that shirt.
In order to get said shirt, I first needed an ancient drum. So I took my 400 Omni Geodes and converted all of them into treasure troves that we could crack open at Clint's. And thankfully, we got the ancient drum without too much of a struggle.
Look at me! Oh, this is endgame, baby. I feel like this solidifies my status as a wizard.
Fully geared up now, it felt like it was finally time to face APOPHIS. I headed to the forge, the very place where Lance and I first met, and added the Crusader enchantment to my sword. This weapon is certifiably busted, I'll be so real with you. But as well equipped as I was, the pre-battle jitters were unshakable.
Oh, I'm gonna die.
With 2 extremely suboptimal rings on and a bunch of caffeine and elixirs down the hatch, I entered the barren wasteland and for the first time ever, began seeking APOPHIS.
Anybody home? Oh, somebody's home. Okay. Okay, this isn't that bad, actually. Okay, APOPHIS is a little bit paralyzed by my elegance and beauty.
Eventually, I had APOPHIS turned around and totally incapacitated. And with the luck of the rabbit's foot the serpent dropped, I knew victory would soon be mine.
I beat APOPHIS! What did I get, a void shard? That didn't even seem that good. I mean, hey, goal accomplished. And we got a rabbit foot. This rabbit foot is a little bit sacred. This is the rabbit foot that I got mere seconds before defeating APOPHIS. I think that goes in the fridge.
Having achieved my combat dreams, it felt appropriate to do something a little slower paced, which meant at last, it was time to decorate our whole farm. I began by dismantling my little dwarvish furnace area and moving all smelting activities to a new blacksmith zone, complete with a bunch of cool expanded rock decorations and Gourmand as my smelting supervisor. From there, I moved on to the southern area of the expansion, which honestly looked like the perfect place for a slime hutch. I mean, I am a combat mage. I grow monster crops. Breeding slimes is kind of in my wheelhouse, you know? I had Robin begin construction on that, and while she worked away, began experimenting with path design. And I discovered that the brick paths with the wooden trim looked incredibly good. So good, in fact, that I decided to redo the entire farm with this design. It was gonna take a lot of time and a lot of clay, but it'd definitely be worth it in the end. Next to the slime hutch, I made a little area by the pond for Lance and I to hang out, filling any empty areas with my CharlieBarley patented method of alternating stone and cobblestone paths. But some empty spaces demanded more than just stone path.
What to do over here, though? I don't know. Okay, this is what I have done. I don't know why.
A couple days later, as Robin finished construction on the slime hutch, Marlin paid me a visit and gave me a slime egg to get my little slime family started.
So I was thinking about what I wanted to do in this big area below the farm, and then I had an original and wild thought. What if I just made it an actual farm?
After clearing out the trees and weeds in the area and placing fences around the whole plot, I'd made a pretty substantial space for our farm. With the crop squares mapped out, I went back to some tried and true stone path placement and plopped down some barrels, trees, sprinklers, and signs to finish it off.
Okay, and this is our finished little plots of farmland. We have one of every single spring crop here, which is just so satisfying to see, you know, in the little sign.
With the addition of more foliage and some little weeds in the dirt, the place was really shaping up to look like a well-lived-in and well-used farm, which is, of course, a total lie. 99% of my profits come from a single crop on a tropical island.
Wait, our slime has hatched. I'm actually so excited for this. Oh, what a cutie! Welcome to the world, little one.
I returned to the brick path overhaul and spruced up the greenhouse area with some nice lighting, a ton of flowers, and a little seating area for the family to share a single horseradish. But the next day, as I picked a full harvest of Salal berries, I felt weighed down by a really tough emotional decision that I wasn't ready to make. And no, it's not a divorce this time.
The kitchen floor needs to be dealt with. I can't stand it anymore. I know it's a remnant of Victor, but it just has to go.
I ended up going with the scaled stone design design, which to me fit the house a lot better. Rest in peace, Victor's space floor. And later that afternoon, I began work on decorating the chicken area. First off, I upgraded the chicken coop. I figured after neglecting them for like most of this series, the least I could do was give them an auto feeding system. Finger deserves it at the very least. Then I lined the fences with grass starters, boulders, and more pretty flowers before filling this empty space with a random Junimo shrine. The farm decoration was going swimmingly, but to really achieve the look I wanted, I first needed to change up the layout by tucking my horse stable in this corner and relocating the fish pond and mills. I also bestowed upon my royal steed a red cowboy hat. Sweet patoodle. That has nothing to do with the farm. I just thought you should know. And in the spirit of moving things around, I felt like it was finally time to tackle the storage chests. Let's face it, they're in a terrible spot. I have officially moved the storage system from there to up here. It took a while, but the effort was well worth it. Shifting things over really opened up the space and allowed for me to add the most darling little outdoor area. With some more flowers and grass all around for the finishing touches, the farm was basically complete. All we needed now was the golden clock. And so we began our new life, which mostly consisted of picking Salal berries and sleeping, while occasionally checking the special order board for the last quest we needed. Please be something that I need. Wait, this is one of them. Apparently the Dorado were growing to unsustainable numbers, but after an entire day of fishing at the river, I only caught one. Okay, Demetrius, I got a single Dorado. What do you mean overpopulation? We were off to another slow start the following day, catching 2 Dorado, but then something strange happened. Why is this chicken here? What is going on? This should not be possible, no? What? Leave me alone! What's going on? Am I cursed or is this real life? Okay, well, I still have to catch the Dorado. I continued to fish as Charlie the chicken did his thing, getting my 4th Dorado. And over the following 2 days, I was able to catch the 10 I needed, receiving the farm computer recipe from Demetrius. And just 4 days later, wait, it's the right one. Unfortunately, this wasn't an easy one. 100 taro roots. Caroline, what kind of cooking are you doing with 100 taro? I scratched around all of my chests, somehow cobbling together exactly 100 taro tubers. To me, this felt like divine proof that perfection would be mine for the taking. 8 days later, they were ready to harvest, and I received the solar panel crafting recipe. With this accomplished, we had just one recipe left to get, the hero elixir, which you could only buy from Isaac, one of the Castle Village adventurers. Lucky for us, though, he just so happened to be selling it on the 19th of the month. Don't let me down. Hero elixir! Yes, yes, yes. And just like that, we have become the craft master! We have crafted every item in this godforsaken game. And oh my god, it almost broke me. So literally now, the only thing we have to do, the only thing, is save up $10 million. So from that point on, 2 months straight, I did nothing but sleep and harvest Salal berries. Hours and hours and hours of harvesting these berry bushes and listening to this noise on repeat. But as I awoke on the 12th of winter, our suffering was finally over. And there it is, $10 million. And after years and years and years and years of playing on this little farm, we are getting ourselves the golden clock. There it is. Look at it. Our golden clock. Okay, we have to go to Ginger Island and check the perfection counter, but that should be it. Here we go. Wait, what do you mean found all star drops? No. Oh. As I frantically reviewed all our collections, I made an incredibly amusing discovery. Apart from the single star drop left, we were missing one single thing. You want to know what stands in our way of perfection? A single piece of rhubarb. Just one. All right, here we go. Our one piece of rhubarb. The final step in perfection. And it is done. With the polyculture achievement now complete, the last star drop was the only thing that stood in our way to reaching the summit. Poor Master Cannoli's been waiting for this sweet gemberry for years. Have we done it? Have we finally achieved perfection? Let's find out. Oh my god! 100% complete. Oh my goodness. You feel it in your heart. Somewhere, somehow. Grandpa is beaming with pride. The summit is calling to me. Why are all these parrots here in the winter? Lands! Hey, Charlie. Hi. I was just thinking about the last 5 years. We've been through a lot together, haven't we? Stop. I'm actually gonna cry. To me, you are my dream come true. And there's Crovis. As the credits roll, I just want to take a moment to thank every single one of you for watching this video. I posted the first episode of Stardew Expanded in November of 2021, I think, which seems like forever ago. In a time of uncertainty during the pandemic, living in a foreign country, and pretty much having been forced to drop out of school, I started this YouTube channel just for fun, and somehow now I have like a career that I love so much, and I just feel so lucky every day that I get to do what I do. I mean, honestly, there's like highs and lows, like 28 episodes of Stardew Expanded and thousands of days later. That is still the case, and maybe it always will be, but I'm so grateful for all of you, and thank you for watching my videos and laughing with me and maybe laughing at me. That would be warranted a lot of the time. Genuinely, just none of this would be possible without you, and really just thank you. And just like that, we had reached perfection in Stardew Valley Expanded, 100%. We met and befriended dozens of new characters, visited so many incredible new locations, became a wizard, made peace between the shadow brutes and humans, fully decorated our beautiful farm with Stardew Expanded items, found a hidden Junimo village, defeated the most terrifying beasts in the Crimson Badlands and the Highlands. The list truly goes on and on. This was genuinely one of the most fun and meaningful journeys for me, so I hope you enjoyed reliving the magic, the drama, and the accomplishments. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed, and if you did, feel free to subscribe to the channel. I would absolutely love to have you here, and it really means the world to me. And as usual, I will see you guys next time. Bye!